Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the MiniLCS Summer Invitational 2026. It is week 5. It is the last day of week 5. And we're going to show you a Sweatlords game. Because we've got 6 games today. You know? There are, for some reason, all the teams decided to, use the rules that we put in place. You could say some would say bend them a bit, and decided, we'll just do it all at 7 o'clock, which makes us very happy because then we can't stream them all. Of course, we're not happy. We want to stream them all. We want everyone to see these. So today, you're hopefully going to get 2 sets. You're going to get a set from me at least, and hopefully you'll get something later. But right now, we have a Sweatlords action, and before I introduce my fellow caster for today, we're going to go straight into draft. So with me today, we have your boy Sai, not your party master, OG Sai, I'll call him, London Sai, and yeah, I'm going to take us straight into draft, and you can tell me what's up.
Hello, beautiful people. It's good to see everybody again. And Sweatlord, I believe that's the top of our skill expressive, no?
Yes, it is.
This is the master tier players. Okay. Looking forward to the games here. So we're seeing bans come out. We're seeing straight away 3 bans for mid in total, right? So once again, like mid laners, we can see that if they're normally the most highest ranked players amongst yourselves, you'll see that these mid laners, they'll start winning the lane, dominating through roams and jungle pushes, right? These skirmishes. So once again, I'm not surprised to see a Syndra. Syndra's E is disgusting. We've seen Syndra E almost be like, I feel like Syndra E is this generation's Blitzcrank Hook, because Blitzcrank Hook, this is one of those champions where Blitzcrank's like, he doesn't really like, if you pull someone, sometimes you're just saving that person flashing onto your team because they want to be pulled, right? Where Syndra's just like, hey, I stunned this guy, I've done my full combo, anyone else want to jump him? Yeah, okay, cool. Oh, it was a tank. No, we'll move on. Now being answered away is Victor and Jarvan. Victor is he's slightly favored here. Both laners scale and they're just going to choose to do so. The Jarvan is a great pick into Syndra. Jarvan, once again, normally picked when you're punishing these sort of like non-mobile champions, once again, like Victor, like Syndra. We're going to see it being answered with Skarner. Now, once again, one of the interesting things about Skarner here, right, is Skarner can actually E through that Jarvan Cataclysm. So whether he's locked in or out, Skarner can choose if he wants to be in there or not. And I believe that matchup is, let me have a look. It's been a while since I've actually done that matchup.
I know I've seen, I think it was in the LEC this week, a Skarner top Vayne jungle, or was that actually a game yesterday?
That was a game yesterday.
That was a game yesterday. Okay, yeah.
That was a game yesterday, and I believe it was Skarner top into my Toad Sage on Galio, which I don't know why he's playing Galio top, but I love watching that man just play in general. So if he wants to play Galio top, he can play Galio top. Now we're seeing here that sports coming out, Rel and Nautilus, both sides have very bulky front lines. Very bulky front lines. You've got these aftershock supports that are most likely going to do Locket, Knight's Vow, Zeke's. You've got these. Skarner is a bit more bulkier, but Jarvan brings a little bit more damage and a little bit of that wombo combo. Pretty good setup for your boy Victor in the mid lane. And once again, one thing that's been really important here is that we see that most of the times jungle and mid get blind quite frequently. Normally it's ADCs that get blind. Now, Rel into Nautilus, I mean, Nautilus, I'm pretty sure that's Nautilus favored. We're seeing these ADCs, they're slowly coming out now. They're slowly getting banned out here. Kaiser, Caitlyn, which, if Caitlyn's, I'm assuming once again that's a target Kaiser ban then, because it's just like, if Caitlyn's banned, normally you'd want to take Kaiser because Caitlyn's such a hard counter to Kaiser in the laning phase. We've seen Varus getting banned out. Once again, probably just going to be the last ADC banned out before we get the ADC picks and the top lane pick. Ooh, they're really doing some research here, trying to find the 4th ADC to ban, I am assuming, unless this is going to go towards the top lane. And it's a Darius ban. Okay, so red side's going to have to blind pick. I'm assuming this is going to be ADC here. It's a bit mean to send your... Yeah, I was going to say it would be very mean to send your top laner into this situation here. You've got such a heavy dive team. It's such a shame that you can't take the Kaiser. Misfortune's not bad. Twitch is not bad. Ash wouldn't be bad. Samira, if you really want to pop your stuff. And we're doing Jhin. Okay, so Jhin, the good thing about Jhin, right, is Jhin can assist in these picks with his W, right? So the red side, they want to go forward. Jin's like, hey, let me back you up, root whoever you're trying to kill. And once again, with the guaranteed CC from Jarvan and Nautilus, I like this Jhin pick. Now, Rel into Nautilus, you've got the ADC matchup. I'm assuming they're going to choose an ADC with priority. Yep, Lucian. Makes sense. Once again, Jhin sort of wins the long trades. Lucian, it depends on how many spells and rotations he gets out. Most likely just going to poke down with a Q. And, oh, Dark Lord, I think we've got a special on your side. Oh. We had it at the Teemo hover.
Oh, that, wait, let's see, who's actually playing Walker? Okay, you could. I don't think it will be. I don't think we're ever going to see the Teemo unless I get subbed in and get a chance to play it. Singe top, how does that work? So that'd definitely be a Skarner jungle.
I'm about to say, they're flicking through a lot of, and they're going to end on
Renekton, yeah, teasing us there. Yeah.
Oh.
Dirty,
don't be that
top
guy.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy.
I had that last tournament. You know,
did you?
I hated that, man.
Oh, come on, take the Olaf. Take the Olaf. Show us a bloody top lane. Shyvana? No, don't pick Vayne. Don't pick Vayne. You're a horrible person. Oh, the pain. Oh. So this is really brutal. Now this is gonna come down entirely to jungle pathing now, because this Renekton, he may be left on an island by himself, or that Vayne's gonna go 0 and 6. So we're gonna have to see where the junglers want to go in this. Am I correct in assuming that the lowest rank here is probably Diamond, and then we've got like the Masters, and if we have anything above Masters, they'll be here as well?
Yep, that's correct.
How many Grandmasters and Challenger players do we have in this tournament?
Oh, that's a good question, and I cannot answer that. Hopefully someone in the chat can.
Is the lobby up yet? Could you jump me in?
Yes. Yes. Right.
Fantastico. So let's see what we have. We've got Diamond, Emerald, Diamond, Master, Diamond, Emerald. Okay, cool. So quite the range here. I love it.
Let me get the predictions up.
Ooh.
So this Vayne top, right? This is the big talking point right now. You know, late game, like early game, it's going to be shit. Like I said, it's all about jungle pathing, and Mouse and Mafia's jungler that's Skarner helping out, trying to pin that Vayne to a wall before they can roll out to try and knock them in, try and get the kill. But how does it pan out late game?
The thing is, where this is a higher bracket, we're not gonna have...
You don't think we're gonna see a late game?
It's a case of what you'll find in the higher tiers is that games end faster, things get punished harder. So it's a case of, I really want to know where the junglers are pathing. That's the most important thing to me right now, because if we know where the junglers are pathing, you know, there is a little bit of outplay potential by the Vayne, and the fact that Vayne can choose to E away either Renekton or Skarner, and then depending on the HP lead she's already accumulated before the gank, she could easily probably 1v2. Predictions are available. I'm trying to think, who do I want to gamble on? Top lane, obviously that's Vayne favored. Jungle, I want to give it to Jarvan because this is team play. Mid, Syndra. Bot lane, Lucian, support, Nautilus. Oh wow, this feels really split. Okay, I was gonna go with favorite champions, but they've got Lucian and Jarvan on one side each. I'm gonna go with red side. Just because I think this Vayne, this counter pick in the top lane, I think that's just gonna blow such a hole in this game. Now, once again, whether this is the case of Vayne just wins this lane, she's left alone, she gets to take over it, it is what it is, or if they try to hard camp her and try to like catch her overextending, right? Naturally the Vayne's going to be overextending, the Vayne's going to be pushing. It depends on how much Renekton saves his HP in these early levels. I'm hearing gigglings. What are you giggling about? Oh, hello. Is that my man Never FF with the Jarvan chibi icon?
Yes, but I've been running with a new one just because I'm an Eagles fan, and a certain fan here is a Cowboys fan, so we don't get along too well.
Fair enough. Who's your money on, my fellow Jarvan player? My fellow Jarvan brother in arms.
My fellow jungler. Let's have a look here. So Jarvan, easy, engage. Two people engages. That's a Vayne top against. Oh wow. Oof. And you know what? It might be a bit controversial, but I think that my money is on Mouse and Mafia here.
Really?
Very simple reason being, yes. Renekton is a bit of one of those I'll call top laners who can actually get onto a ranged carry. Like he can go with a double dash, which all of a sudden puts you onto the AD carry and can then unload with a combo. Hence why that is for me a matchup where basically whichever jungler is going to get in on that lane first is probably going to
that's what I said.
Tilt it
that's what I said.
Heavily for the thing. However, if they're both left alone, unless and this is my issue with a AD carry in the top lane, is if you make one mistake and the opponent can get a kill and you've got like a 50-50, it doesn't go your way, your lane's done and dusted, and you are worth not even worth a caster minion at that point. That is how bad and flippy the thing is. So just on face value, I'd probably give it to the Renekton. Renekton is one of the few top laners who can deal with a shorter ranged AD carry such as Vayne.
Here's the thing. I'm really curious to see this Renekton summoners, because if this Renekton has TP, that means he's on the island, he's left alone. If he has a combat summoner, most likely Ignite, could be Exhaust, then they're going to camp this Vayne. You're going to see Skarner and Syndra up there permanently, which once again wouldn't be too bizarre, right? Because we're seeing that in the higher tiers, we are seeing the supports just leave bot lane. And so once again, Lucian into Jhin, Lucian's going to enjoy that all day, every day. But once again, on the flip side, they could maybe start diving the Lucian as well. So I'm putting it on red side just because I think there's more. I think however this game goes, I think this top side lane is going to be super important in the factor.
I'm I'm probably with you on there, as in, or well, I'll put it this way. I actually think that for the Jamaica, the mid lane might be a bit more important, because if Victor has all the passive, has his passive and upgraded all his abilities, that ever expanding ult absolutely will wreak havoc across the lineup for it's so hard to read like that. The Mouse's Mafia. The color is a bit hard to read.
So the Syndra versus Victor matchup is so interesting, right? Because Syndra says I kill one person, Victor says I could take over a team fight, very similar to Viego, where it's just like he can get the ball rolling, and so Victor has a higher later carry, but Syndra has a more of an immediate impact within the own player's hands. So it depends what they play for. I'm so curious to see what I want to know the summoner spells. Quick question, by the way. Did you want to do play-by-play or color cast? Or do you just want to swap it in and out?
I generally do color, and I'm happy to do color. So, but it's as you wish. If you prefer to swap it around for a change,
No,
then
I got you.
Have a go at the play-by-play. So,
No, it's all good. It's all good. I'll do play-by-play.
all right.
We should be loaded into game any second now. So you said that you're putting your Stimo coins on blue side?
Yep, I will be putting them on the blue side.
Okay, so we actually disagree because I put it on red.
Well, the vote has actually already ended, so I can't put them on blue anymore. But I would have put them on blue. I've just got this feeling that this is a there aren't many top laners who I'd give it against a Vayne to do something positive, but Renekton definitely is one. That is, I'm a guy who loves stats, so I'm gonna actually Google it on the patch.
For me,
Let's have a look. Yeah,
I think it's a case of like where this is the higher tiers, right? Like we're not going to see a 50-minute game, and so I think we're going to see a game where it's just like if the laners get a lead, we're going to see that all the way through 20 to 30 minutes. And whether that's a case of this, if this Vayne goes 0-6, then the Renekton player is probably going to punish us, right? Fantastic, we're going to be going in. But then if the Vayne goes 6-0, we're going to see that too. Heading into the first game, let's have a look. Let's do the drip check.
I am very, very curious to see what's going to go here. I'm also curious for the Vayne summoners, because there's a summoner that would go real hard for Vayne. A cleanse would absolutely do wonders.
Nah, she's not taking cleanse. She's not. No, she's not taking cleanse.
Not, but there are a couple of Vayne tops that I've seen that are just to make sure they don't get absolutely.
No, it's either gonna it's Ghost or Exhaust. It's gonna be one of the two. Let's have a look. We have Exhaust. Oh, this could be brilliant. This could be brilliant. What's going on here? Oh, Syndra showed. Oh, that's so rough. Oh, that could have been really huge then. That would have been so big. Renekton could have actually just had a Pamela level lead.
I'm going to call it out. They got greedy here. Because if they were smart, they would have used gone through the alcove. Vayne would have not have noticed. And I actually think that if Renekton then walks out of the bush, something could have happened.
Meanwhile, we're just going to be seeing sneaky trades back and forth. Meanwhile, we've got an all-in. He's got PTA proc. He's got Ignite. Oh my god!
And as I actually called it earlier, one of the few champions that can actually deal with this is Renekton. Now,
Vayne has exhaust. Vayne has exhaust.
Yeah, but the exhaust wouldn't have saved anything there. In all fairness, I don't think
she could have flipped it on him. Oh my god!
So.
Welcome to level 1 stat checks for all of you who don't know. Like, obviously we assumed here that this was going to be normal laning phases, but not in the slightest. Wow.
Now, the interesting part is what comes after it, because obviously Renekton will instantly go for a thing, and this is just look.
Oh, he had sweeper. Oh, and she egoed the sweeper. Here she needs to exhaust. But yeah, this is brilliant. Ignite into sweeper. This Renekton player has played this matchup quite a few times. He has.
He has.
Oh my god.
And not only that, I'd say that it's even the same thing for when you're playing bot lane, so to speak. Any carry in the bot lane knows that whoever has control over the bushes basically controls the majority of the laning phase. The example being right now is looking bot lane.
I'm gonna have to cut you off. We've got Skarner gank here. Is this going to be a secondary kill? Oh my lord, the pin connects. Tokyo Drifter. They're going to run down this Skarner. Nautilus is here for some reason. It's not going to do anything. The crocodile's not being turned into shoes, boss.
And this is where, for me, there's a massive difference. Is, as I just was saying, if you in bot lane, if you control the bush, you can move your support around wherever you want to do it. As with big trade, you're in the mid lane though, and Victor is going to walk it off. However, because of that control, you can move your Nautilus around. If there's vision in that bush, then they know where the support is not. Hence, they can start pressuring this. And right now, I feel very bad for the Mafia, but wait, weren't the Mafia the blue team?
See, once again here, this is just the natural matchup, right? Is this going to lead into an all-in? Oh my god! Oh, Dark Lord, pull up a replay and give it to me in slow motion, because that's a range top, and she deserves it. Oh my god! And that was just a longsword.
Yeah, and this is the big problem with the top lane matchup for an AD carry. If you fall behind, which I said earlier, you make one mistake, lane's over.
Speaking of lanes over, Syndra's forced to burn flash here. Jarvan's camps aren't up on the bot side. Is Jarvan going to loop back around? Maybe. But, oh my, I can't get over that Renekton damage. That must have been Empowered W. That Empowered W chunked. Oh, so Jarvan on the reloop gank didn't slide into the DMs. Syndra's got no flash. This is going to be a free kill over to Victor. No, Jarvan's going to take it. He's like, you know what? Let me just slide right in and let me deal with this. Okay, so this is the gank here, where once again we see Skarner with the Tokyo Drifter not even going through the wall for the extended range, and this is just enough just to get a kill. Once again, we did mention that if Skarner's up here, it's going to be enough. Now let's pay close attention. Renekton's level 5. She just hit level 4 off that wave, so just through pure stats alone, exhaust drops. Oh my god. Oh my god. And this is just the power of being able to stack up that PTA. And
not only that, check what the Skarner does as soon as he knows this matchup inside and out. As soon as that exhaust drops, he turned around instantly. And right now, if you are the Vayne, one dash forward, and you've got that croc sitting on you, and I can tell you, Schnappy is hungry. So he definitely is going to go for a little bite there whenever he can.
Meanwhile, this is a gorgeous rail skin. I believe this is High Noon with a blue chroma. Didn't get a chance to do the drip check as the level 1 cheese was coming through. Meanwhile, Crocodile, big boy, coming onto the Vayne, Ignite. He doesn't need to do anything. Oh my god! This is so beautiful! By the way, Vayne, it's nothing personal against you. You're just a range top laner. So I hope we clip it. But still.
No, this is personal. I'm chiming in. This is personal. You picked a range top in this tournament, and especially a Vayne. Nah, you're dead.
Speaking of dead, it looks like Lucian may be going down as he's getting full comboed by the Jhin. Maybe not, as Rel is just going to buy him out.
Oh, Lord. I've seen so many times a jump out like that going the wrong direction.
I thought so too.
I was like, oops. Some miscommunication there. However.
Ooh, Syndra, you're caught out. You're in no man's land. You shouldn't be here. Victor's gonna come in. Tokyo Drifter onto the Skarner. Skarner might be the sacrificial lamb. Jarvan's gonna slide into the DMs. Skarner's like, hey, let me go kill this Nautilus real quick. Both swap and flash for flash. He smites him and then he kills him with a dot effect, which I'm assuming was from the Q. Rel comes in with the knock-up. Jin is here. Jin, I don't think he'll be able to do anything. Victor's coming back. Victor drops down the Chaos Storm. Skarner with the Impale. Lucian with the Cullen. Jin's gonna go down. They're gonna turn on to Victor here as Victor gets the Syndra kill, and they're just gonna walk him in, and he's out. That is a 2 for 3, I think, something like that.
In the grand scheme of things, it is a 2 for 3 lead. However, bigger here.
Crocodile, he's strolling, he prowling. On his next E, she's dead. Oh, it doesn't matter with the flash, but the condemn. I believe Vayne reacted to the Renekton ultimate animation there, and I don't think this is going to mean anything as he's just going to get the kill. Oh, he lives on 1 health, but does he know that naughty Nautilus is there? Oh, Nautilus, if you miss this, you're going to get clipped, by the way. Just hit the wall, boss. There you go.
He made the prediction, will the Renekton walk back or not? And Renekton was like, yeah, I'm walking back. Renekton had to walk back there. There was no way that he was just going to be, let's just walk straight on forward, nothing else. But still, that is a massive shutdown going over to the one person on your team that you don't want the shutdown to be on. So however,
here
we do get a run here.
Yeah, run this through for us. This is a huge game.
Initially, this looked really bad for the Syndra. Let's be very fair. And then Jarvan then decides to back off because Nautilus is in all kinds of trouble. This is the first kill. So, and then we have then a collapse onto Jarvan. Kill number 2. Bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen. Then Victor decides to get one back. That is 2-1. And here we have number 3 going down. And then Victor is like, yeah, well, I'll take that one back. And if Skarner had drifted just a tad better there, oh no, that still works out. Technically, it's 2 for 4. We even missed one earlier.
So forget about the rest of the lanes. Talk to me about the top gap with the gold and the items, please.
This is done and dusted. Like at this
speaking
point,
of done and dusted, we're getting a Cataclysm and all in onto the Syndra here with the Chaos Storm. Tokyo Drifter is coming out, gonna lock him under the tower. Oh, big punishment. Is Jarvan's flash gonna be enough to save him? No, it's not. Oh my lord, I thought she was dead.
And right now, this is the one thing that the Jarvan has to be doing. Like, I am sorry for all those Vayne enjoyers. Well, not really sorry, but anybody here who, if you have died 2 or 3 times without anything as a counter kill to the opposing laner, and you're screaming at your jungler, your lane's done. This is over. This isn't a point, and especially in this kind of matchup, there is no way that there's going to be a return here. The Croc technically is going to play it safe, but once his flash is up, he will happily go onto that turret and just blow up that Vayne, which he very clearly has the capabilities to do so. So this is why that basically is done. And now they just gotta wait, and Jarvan just has to gank the living hell out of mid and bot for his team and hope that they can get ahead, because if there isn't another pressure point, then this game is just gonna get out of control real quick, real fast. It's the one downside of picking a ranged top laner. There is barely no comeback mechanics for it. Go ahead.
So sometimes when you play these matchups, and like naturally it's very reactive, right? So like blue side chose to focus top side, and then everything's just always been late. This Nautilus has been late twice. Meanwhile though, Renekton's never late when he sees a kill potential, as he's not chunks out Vayne heavily. If Vayne doesn't recall here, she's gonna get dived. But here it's just like, you know Vayne's going to be focused top. You might as well just 3-man this bot lane right now and just try and get this Lucian behind. But it's just going to be an exchange of summoners here at the moment. And once again, we're just seeing that both supports are just perma-roaming, where both ADCs are more happy to be on the safe side here. Meanwhile, Rel going in for a super aggressive flash forward, not going to lead to anything. Oh, his cooldowns are available. Surely they're available. It's a W, it's a Q. Oh, the exhaust isn't enough, but the ignite will be, as you can't exhaust ignite. GG. Renekton's like, I'm gonna turn you into some shoes.
And this is where, imagine if it was not an exhaust but a cleanse here. Being able to cleanse that ignite would be absolutely massive. And that is why I've seen Vayne's, especially in this matchup, take cleanse. And the funny part is, I checked the stats earlier on. I didn't want to spoil you, that's why I kept it from you. But if Vayne takes cleanse, her win rate is a full 4% higher than if she takes any other combat spell in the set. Yes!
No way,
yes.
I don't believe that. I'm doing my own research.
So that is why some best win rate summoner spells for Vayne top is Cleanse Flash. And specifically in the Vayne versus Renekton matchup. Vayne wins normally 50. Well, we'll round it out to 52% of the time. However, if it goes to a cleanse, then that gets added up significantly. It's 5% more.
I've got here.
Yeah.
Over the last 30 days, Emerald Plus across all servers. Barrier at 53, Ghost at 53, Cleanse at 49. That's what I'm seeing.
I'm going off the patch. So just off this patch, right?
The patch was yesterday, no?
Yeah. So since yesterday. So the patch. Okay, right. Let's.
I went off the last 30
on the
days.
previous patch. Let's go on the previous patch. On the previous patch, the win rate is higher with exhaust. However, on this patch, this specific patch, the win rate with cleanse is higher. So it's minute details, but that is also the initial feeling, because that ignite is often what is required to really finish her off completely or finish her off safely. Whereas right now, if you can cleanse that each and every time, I'm not sure that Renekton can really run away with all that.
I'll tell you what, while we have a second of downtime, why don't you just quickly run us over some of the first items that have been completed for some of these team members here?
So we do have some power spikes. Oh, hang on.
Is this going to actually break out into a team fight? Sorry, I apologize. As they heard what I said, it's like, oh, you want some smoke? Yeah, let's catch the tankiest person on the blue side. We should be good now, as that looks like there's something turned to anything else. Sorry, I didn't expect a fight for no objective after Dragon went down. I apologize.
Right, so we'll start by our special lane being the top lane, and here it's just one item versus no item, as I say this.
Oh, but they don't want to let you talk, and Syndra's going to go down. Syndra is eating all the damage in the world, and it looks like Jarvan is going to be the sacrificial lamb. Lucian sliding into the DMs, trying to blow up the Nautilus, but he's going to face check into a Jhin. They get the Jarvan down. Now they're trying to run down the Victor as Skarner lands the Impale, but the Victor stun goes off, so Skarner's not able to pull it back. He doesn't auto-attack the plant. Oh, that was really bad timing. He could have done that, and that would have been a bit more in a safer position. Renekton going in, slice and dice, getting a kill onto the Nautilus, and they're just going to run down this Victor. He's swirling. He's trying to just stall as much time as humanly possible. I'm going to pass it over to Lucian. Meanwhile, the fight in midside is happening. People are back here. Skarner is down. Renekton is running amok. Renekton just blew up Vayne. He's going to blow up Jhin. Renekton, the hunter of ADCs. Whew. Brother, get a hubris. Get a cyclonic sword. Go nuts, my man. Oh my god.
Yeah, that Renekton is that gold lead. Could we just check for a second on the gold leads? Because I am starting to wonder if Mr. Clisty might not have twice the amount of gold of army at this point in time.
Yeah, he does.
Barely. It's close. It's close. The feeling was correct, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, so regarding the items at this point, and I'm fairly certain that once Clisty goes back, that's not going to be a one item, but a two item advantage. And there we go. 2 items, but we've got a massive replay first, so we'll let you get through that. Basically, it all starts out with Syndra being caught out a bit, and then this goes on to the biggest roundabout chase for the Victor that I have seen in quite a while. With I gotta say, Mr. Callisti is recognizing that Jhin is unloading, so he comes and saves basically his backline. Meanwhile, we've got Rel still looking for it, and then Mr. Callisti, we get a split fight. Mr. Callisti just goes ham. He's 1v3ing, whereas they're doing their best to give this kill over to the Lucian. So, and then you get the pure 1v3 out here, where he just blows up Nautilus, and as soon as Nautilus is gone, ladies and gentlemen, that kind of is the issue, because all your protection, it's gone, it's bye-bye. I'm not sure whether I wouldn't have just bailed here with the Jhin being like, you know what, good luck, have fun, because the amount of value that the amount of value that the Renekton got out of the Eclipse there, I saw 3 procs. 3 procs over the entire fight, which is absolutely insane. So...
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
So, meanwhile, production has informed us that we've missed another death on the Vayne, which, let's be fair, unless you're called Army, at this point, nobody's missing. We're all for it, so I'm pretty sure that the production will provide us with a replay so that we can get to see that in glorious 4K, whereas we missed a Lucian dying as well. So, but yeah, right now, big massive difference in the top lane, and I think that Mr. Callisti has also recognized this. He's just gone for a stride breaker, meaning anytime he gets onto you, he's going to be sticking there.
This Renekton, like, this is the thing about Renekton, right? He similar to Jarvan, similar to Vi, he has long cooldowns, but they are very impactful abilities. So we're gonna watch this again. Jarvan just gonna completely slide into the DMs as Lucian's wasted his E, and it's just a full-blown pick. And Jin's just gonna, there we go, hit him with the 1-tap. Oh, look at this beauty! Look at this beauty! Like, I've never been so happy to see a 450 skin kill a 1350 skin. God bless. Meanwhile, we've got a team fight in the mid lane. Syndra getting caught out. Lucian blowing the Cullen. Red side getting some return kills. And that's just going to be a free pick for red side. Okay. Someone caught with their pants down just a little bit. Looks like red side's hungry. Red side, you shouldn't be. There's a crocodile. He's strolling. He's provoling. Ro landed a big 3-0. Friggin' Skarner with the... Tokyo Drift, as Renekton's just going to start running down and blitzing people with his damage, and Jin's just going to try and poke with his ultimate, as it doesn't going to lead to anything. Red side, you shouldn't have gotten greedy. Take the free kill and put the bag away.
And this is the problem for the red side. They're just continuously going to... So, okay, I thought here that might have been stolen by the Jhin shot, but they're continuously going to suffer in each and basically any team fight. If the Croc shows up, you bail. It's literally get the hell out of there. Because
so
as we see here,
we see here this brilliant pick onto Syndra here, and it's just like they should have stopped. They should have stopped. Renekton is 60% of their kills, and this Rel finds such a beautiful angle. And once again, it's just like when you are a bruiser, like when you get CC set up for you and you can just walk into a fight, that's perfect. Once again, we are in Sweatlord, we are on the top of tier, so we see that laning phase means a lot more here, because where these games are shorter, the leads mean more. And this Renekton, he is putting these 12 kills to use. Like, well, after his 6th kill, I don't think he's even been in lane. I think he's just been permanently roaming around with Syndra just like grabbing the CS and topside.
I'm just gonna point something out. Check at the gold difference between Vayne and the topside. It is very close to being doubled. Not only that, look at the item difference. Vayne, 1 item. Renekton has 3, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you are a Mafia fan, the good news is The top laner can only get 5 items, 6 if he sells his boots. So there is going to be a point where this Renekton is not going to get a whole lot stronger. The only question is, will you live long enough to see that happen? Because at this point, anywhere where the Renekton shows up, you got to be massively concerned.
So just to give credit, not to give credit, but just because once again, we don't want to be too biased, right? How could Red Side get back in this game? And one thing to get Red Side back in this game is to understand that if you look at the team diff in gold and you look at the top diff, it's all in Renekton basically, right? It's all in that Renekton. Now, unfortunately, because Renekton is that sort of bruiserish champion, there's no point of focusing him because he gains insane value. You don't have enough CC to lock him down. You don't have enough damage to rip through him. But if Renekton's not there, which is what we saw with those picks initially that they've got, and as someone's pointed out in chat, Syndra is just space checking a lot. Syndra, even though Syndra's on the winning team, Syndra's like blind checking a lot of things, which, you know, Syndra should be really just escorting Rel more than anything. And oh my god, the damage.
You asked how Red Side comes back into this game. Basically, it boils down to 2 very simple things. You got to be deciding on two people on your team that you will designate to go and get gold. As in, those people need to get the gold. One person has to fend for himself and good luck and pray to the good Lord that you can get anything, so that you have actual ways of funneling certain resources into the champions where they need to be. And then it's just at this point praying that your jungler is going to be able to get 1 or maybe 2 steals so that you can scale long enough and this game can go on. Because the big advantage is Mr. Kallisti was taking up so much focus in the top lane that we've failed to mention that the blue team has been able to get 3 dragons already. And it is and it's going to be an Ocean Soul. Can you imagine that Renekton?
Hexo.
Or
Hex.
Is it Hex? Am I not seeing the Hex gates? Oh no, sorry, I'm not
Look
seeing
at the top right.
My bad. Yeah. Sorry. I thought it was going the other way. So it's going to be, well, then it makes it even worse. Because Hex Soul is one of the most oppressive souls. I was thinking Ocean Soul. We got a chance here. Hex Soul is one of the most oppressive souls because every time you get tagged by an auto attack or an ability, you get slowed to boot. Which team would love to see that happen so that you can get onto?
It's going to be the team with the Scania with the Toko drifting as they're going to CC lock up Jarvan and completely blow him up. He just wanted a wolf camp.
Yeah, and this is where, as Jarvan, I feel absolutely bad for him. But you gotta realize that basically you should be together with somebody in that jungle and funneling those resources into one of those 2 carries that I mentioned. And I definitely recommend you giving it to the Victor. And then the question is, who else do you believe has more use for it?
Oh my god, that's so much damage from this Renekton. Oh my lord, that flash Q hits harder than a Malphite. What the damn? I know it's 3 items, but it catches me off guard every time.
And the one thing that should not be happening is you do not want to be putting the person who needs to be getting golds into a lane where the Croc is. Because right now, you just sent 2 people top, potentially deal with the Croc, whereas the Dragon was spawning, and that now means that it's a 25-minute soul, Hextech soul to boot for the red team here. Like, right now, your game has got infinitely more difficult. And I'm going to be fair here. The only way they get back is if the blue team do massive throws on the objectives at this point. They're going to have to make mistakes for others to come back. I always speak about there is this magic threshold gold-wise, where if it goes above that amount, generally there's no coming back. That is 8k gold lead. An 8k gold lead is generally the place where it is done and dusted. They've reached that at this point. They've gone above it. So unless there are massive throws on the blue team, this is looking like a 1-0 victory for the blue team, and as red team, I think it's time to start thinking about what you can do next game to maybe avoid this a repeat. Because you had counter pick top lane. I'm gonna point this out. A counter pick top lane which you gave to Vayne, and it's gone 181. That's
The
gonna
thing
be a
is,
rough one.
Blue side took the initiative, right? Because it was, well, first of all, we've got to give credit where credit's due. That level 1, going to the Renekton, having the experience to know that he wins this because he's melee and he has the stat advantage and he has the ignite. So that's credit where credit's due. You know, I don't think there's anything you could do about that. But then they needed to know that Skarner was going to be up there. They needed to know that, and then on top of that, it's just like the Nautilus went up there twice, realistically to do nothing, right? And it's just like sometimes when a team starts the initiative, it's like, and people are responding, you're constantly on the back foot when you're responding. So maybe it should be a case of they should have just started diving bot and just 3-man in the Lucian.
Well, the first roam of the Nautilus towards top, it was pushing. I still remember that. So Zaz had a roam timer there. The problem is your roam timer coincidence came together with when Fat Cat on a Hat should be going for the scuttle, or should have been going for a gank.
I may have to cut you off here. As well, I was going to dive onto the Jhin and Victor, making space. Nautilus is going to redive. The Crocodile's here with the TP. He's just going to prop. But the Cataclysm is built making space. Renekton is not able to get onto anyone. Jarvan is going to get punished for his sins. No, he's not. Is he going to get away? Yes, he is. Skarner's going to come through with the Tokyo Drifting. Is this not leading to anything? Syndra has to blow Flash. I mean, that is a 0 for 1, but you stop the Baron. That was a lot of people were struggling to get onto damage dealers there. We saw that Nautilus made a lot of space. We saw Jarvan made a lot of space. And
we also saw. Sorry, I gotta point this out. We also saw the red tag failing to get over the wall. That's also one that we saw.
The Cataclysm wall.
Yep.
Yeah, the Cataclysm wall. Yeah. Oh, Rel just gets completely blown up. And it is just going to be a Baron for the blue side. There is going to be fire afterwards. They completely blow up the Vayne, being like, Vayne, you ain't useful. What are you doing? Nautilus is going to be the second sacrificial low. Victor just flashed. No, he didn't. Sorry, he did not flash. It was Jhin flash. But Victor gets caught by the Skarner Impale. And this is going to be a 1 for 4.
It's the Skarner flash to try and impale both, but he only got one. So we did have a flash out there, but yeah, this is where I don't even think we're going to Elder. I think this is just, they're just gonna run this in, take 2 inhibs here, and then they technically have the choice of if they want to back or if they just want to end it here. I think the safe play is come back with Baroned up minions and end it. But I think that they're so far ahead that they literally could just end up being like, let's go. And it looks like they're opting for the safe play.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It does move into sort of like the 50-50, overextending a little bit, right? But here, so okay, let's play close attention. So Renekton's going to come from the bottom left of the screen. He comes out. Jarvan Cataclysm comes up. Does he fail? Where does he fail the E?
He doesn't fail it. Tried to get it. He tried to get with his E into the Jarvan Cataclysm, and the Cataclysm pushed him back. It was an at the same time thing, if I got it right. So that's where he missed out just a tad there. However, this damage was impressive.
The 4th shot. Once again, Jhin 4th shot will always do something. And then, yeah, just Vayne is just completely... Oh, God. They just completely turn on that Vayne. Good focus there from the side of blue side. And then, yeah, Jhin does flash the Skarner Impale. Yeah, Vayne... Oh, God.
I'm not sure what the Vayne was thinking. Right now...
I want to say I feel bad for the Vayne, but it's a Vayne. Like...
No. Sai, as a jungler whose second role is top and who has invested a fair amount of time in top lane this season, because I wanted to improve it at that role quite a bit. I 100% understand the issue with the Vayne and Varus tops, which currently exist. There is no fun in that. Those lanes
Varus,
are...
Hextech Rush, yep.
Yeah, it's just no fun. Now, the one difference that there is, and this is a big difference, is with the Varus, you technically can still go the what's the cheap tank item again?
Zeeks.
Yeah, the Zeeks. You can go with Zeeks Rush to actually get some resistances, and it will be really useful. The problem is that doesn't really work on Vayne. On Vayne, it feels so bad when you see that happen. So
because of the value she gets from her R. I think we're going to be coming up to the final team fight here. Surely this is going to be do or die. Syndrome with the double stun. Bro, I love this bro player. No fear. As Renekton just goes in, they're going to start blowing up people. Elder has got 3 people before I can even finish my second sentence. Lucian sliding into the DM. Skarner's impaled the Jhin. Victor's going to hit the wall and gets executed on the fountain. Game 1, done and dusted.
And can we just point something else out? The Croc only ended up dying once, and when you have that amount of gold lead, generally you sometimes play a bit scared because you want to pull back a bit not to give that over. For the Croc, there was never any doubt. He would just go in whenever he could, be this biggest furball that he could be for his team, and tank anything that was coming out his way. That being said, I know we're not supposed to be biased, but I will gladly admit it. If I see a ranged versus a melee top laner, and the melee top laner takes it, I am biased for that game. I don't care what anybody else says. I will be biased.
That's fair. By the way, just as a reminder, that one death for Renekton, I'm pretty sure that was the 500 gold shutdown that Nautilus picked up when he was late to lane.
Yep.
When he landed the hook, I think it was Nautilus was level 3 and Renekton was level 4.
Yep, I agree.
This is... It's like... It's so difficult because where this is constructed play, it's like... If you... Because like, let's talk about the level 1, right? Where Renekton had the knowledge, the experience to be like, I'm going to sweep the ward... Vayne has to come into melee. She does come into melee. She does an instant exhaust, right? Dark Lord, while I'm talking about this, could you pull up the first that first kill for me? It was so well played because there were so many conditions that went well in the favor of Renekton, right? So Renekton got bush control. So here she drops the ward. He sweeps. Now pause for me real quick here, Dark Lord. So here. Vayne didn't have to face check this bush. She chose to do so. So because she chose to do so, she took an auto, she took a Q. That's 1 stack up to PTA. Now, as a melee champion, you naturally have more stats. If you see this right now, Vayne has 400 health. I think Renekton, I think that's 600 or something like that. I don't know. But you can, each bar is 100. So just by pure base stats alone, you can see that this is why Renekton's playing this aggressive. And then the thing is, when I tell Dark Lord to hit play, pay attention to how Renekton then plays the secondary bush. Because Vayne has no trinket, she can't now punish this Renekton in the second bush, so hence why there was a bit of sort of like hesitation to use the exhaust. Hit play, go for me. Go for it.
Yeah, but Vayne, pause for a second still, if you'd humor me. That moment earlier where the Renekton was chasing the Vayne there is in a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. If she insta-exhausts the Renekton is just going to walk out. And he's going to use bush control to drop the aggro each and every time. So
Vayne didn't have to face check there.
No. The issue is the Vayne face check. But once Vayne was gone afterwards, and had taken a trade, no matter what happens, this is just going to be a delay whatever happens. Because Renekton's going to be guaranteed to get level 2 first after that trade. And so if Vayne flashes out early, Renekton's like, oh cool, I've blown the flash. I take my slice and dice second. I do 2 slice and dices, ignite Vayne's dead, regardless of what happens. Doesn't matter what the rest is going to be. So at that point, basically, that is the mistake already that goes on in this lane. And the absolute punishment is going to be when Fat Cat on a Hat on the Skarner comes around to get that second gank off.
And that's so insane, right? That's so insane because once again, they knew Skarner was coming top. They knew he was coming top. There was a ward on the Raptors, and it's just like Renekton. If Vayne doesn't face check there, which we've heard notoriously of how top lane is at the moment, where top lane, you make one mistake, this is the game now for you, right? And even here, like, I think all of us would make the exact same mistake this Vayne did. If you're that Vayne, in what world, like, I would make that mistake. Because even I think I would win that, right? I think you would as well.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% doing that. But not only that, I'm doing that at the end, knowing full well that I have to make that trade.
Yeah,
because I'm down 2 kills. If I let this go on any further, and Renekton gets 6 while I'm not, Renekton's killing me guaranteed.
Yeah.
So
that's
Vayne kind of got forced into such a narrow corridor where he couldn't live anymore. And because of that, they basically turned this game into a 5v4 because we haven't seen the total damages yet. And I think that in the importance, maybe we don't show that right now. we'll keep that for a little bit later. Let's just not show that right now because I am fairly certain that is going to be very damning as well. So, but unless my suggestion would be, let's throw it over to a break so that we can have a quick drink, and then we'll catch up with the full damage if production can provide it after we get back to the break. How about it?
In a bit, beautiful people.
You cool with that?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back for the second round of this game. We were so interested in that conversation, in that game, we kept talking about it, even when we went into our break. That's all we've been doing. Did you get a drink? I didn't.
I quickly stammered over and got myself some water. I was able to get a little bit of water between all that. But yeah, no, was a lot of chatting going on about what maybe it could have done differently for the Vayne, or if there was any other opportunities. However, I was thinking that we would start with the damage chart, but apparently we're going straight into champ select, so we'll keep that damage chart hopefully for a later time. Now, there is good news for Mafia, right? Jamaica, sorry. There is good news for Jamaica. Renekton is banned for the rest of the series because this is fearless. You can't see that anymore. Yeah. You won't see that monster. He will not return. He will not return.
Am I correct in the fact that they banned Darius against him? Am I correct in saying that?
Wait. You mean previous pick and ban? Or
yeah, I believe they were. I'm trying to remember which way it was around it. I believe the teams are on the same sides. No, Darius was banned against the main player. No, it was Darius that was banned against the Vayne.
So, but either way, we see a Maokai coming out, and whenever I see a Maokai, I'm always wondering if
please don't be first strike.
This is what kind of this could be a jungler, this could be a support. In a really weird, wild scenario, this technically could also be a top laner. Maokai top hasn't been seen for quite a while already. And I'm always wondering if they'll go with the Imperial Mandate tech, because Maokai has 3 abilities that proc it so easily, which means that it can do so much damage for your entire team. It's absolutely crazy. Meanwhile, we do see Jamaica answering with a Bard and an Udyr. And again, I am assuming this is going to be a Udyr jungle. The question is, will it be an AD or an AP Udyr? AD Udyr into tanks is godlike. Because you can just absolutely shred through them like there's no tomorrow. So that's always something to take into account. Yeah. Go ahead.
On a popular, in terms of like generic value, I'm pretty sure this is probably going to be Phoenix. We have seen like Tiger. Funny enough, a funny statistic on Tiger Udyr. In general, this is top and jungle. Tiger Udyr has a 45% win rate, but he is actually incredibly popular. The people that play Tiger Udyr really like playing Tiger Udyr. So, you know, fun statistic out there. And I believe Tiger Udyr also got not slightly popularized, but I think more attention became aware when they found out that it's a super hard Mundo counter, as Empowered Tiger Stance just rips like 70% of your health.
Yeah, that's definitely the time that Udyr got really popular as a Mundo counter, since the Gwen was always banned away. Now, we do see Caitlyn Volibear rounding out for the Mauser's Mafia team, whereas Jamaica is rounding it out with a Sivir on top of the already Bard and Udyr team, which I gotta say, Jamaica, I'm liking the idea that you're having here. You're drafting decent champions that can get into a team fight and potentially blow up something, and then you're making sure that you've got a clear go button with the Sivir to get the entire team in, or worst case scenario, out. So I gotta say, I do very much like how this is going. Laning wise though, Lord, I'd rather not be the Sivir at this point.
I was about to say, Caitlyn into Severe is a bit of a brutal one, right? Because the wave clear is sort of similar. Like Ricochet is like better overall, but that initial sort of burst, right, from the Caitlyn Q, and that Bard. I mean, guys, we've all played solo queue. That Bard's never going to be in lane. Like, that Bard is never ever gonna be in lane. Like, come on now. We've seen these dive champions really heavily banned out from the other side. I mean, there's still more to be coming, but like, top lane's banned on the side. Okay, so I'm assuming this is going to be mid-lane pick?
If you're banning Leona, then that means you got to be thinking that could be a top lane Maokai, right? Yeah. Otherwise, there is no point in this in throwing out the Leona ban. So, but yeah, this should be a mid lane. Yeah, and it's a mid laner. Now, I'm not sure how I feel about the Orianna into this team comp. Yes, she's going to be able to speed people up. Yes, she's going to do a fair amount of damage. The problem is you don't have a reliable way of getting your ball into a team fight. So right, and this is a Tristana mid, so double AD with volley, jungle or top. And Mauser Mafia, oh my god, Mauser Mafia, you guys are just dirty. You guys are absolute filth with your picks and bans, because unless if they have specifically scouted who plays which champion, then you have Trundle can play support, can play jungle, or can play top lane. We've got Volibear in top and jungle, and we've got Maokai who can go jungle or support. So you could swap these champions around and nobody would know. So
was that Camille?
Sure. Yeah.
Wow.
I love Camille as a support. I'm not a fan of her anymore in top lane. I feel like she doesn't have. She used to have a bit of a modified kit, was very good into tanks, but it feels like that has kind of fallen off a bit to a certain degree. There are just better champions that do her job better.
Yeah, we've seen historically Camille's been struggling, as Camille's been nerfed for 3 reasons, right? Her W's can't be good because otherwise the return of W Comet Poke will come back. I believe something was nerfed to keep her well behaved in the jungle, as if she's too good, there's no point of playing Vi. And then I think last bit is Camille support. So it's just like Camille's a champion that's really struggling due to the times at the moment. So the fact that I'm assuming they know what matchup this Camille has. I'm assuming that's into a Maokai. The other two, you're gonna have a very rough time.
Yeah, it would make no sense into the other two. So I'd agree with you that I would be assuming that it's into a Maokai, but the other thing that I'm thinking, and help me out here because I am blanking for a second, but if memory recalls, Hextech Ultimatum will keep one person to a team fight and push all others out. Am I correct in saying this?
It will push them out. They can still walk back in.
Yeah, they can walk back in. Then basically, I have a bit of an issue with the Camille, because the Camille is gonna push everybody out, and you don't have a reliable way to bring a ball into the team fight, except for if you put the ball onto the Camille, who's then pushing everybody out. So that means that you don't have your command shockwave is just not going to be that useful. So Jamaica with the last pick, it feels like they've got a bit of anti-synergy going on yet again. So I gotta say, I know who I am putting my Steamo coins on, and I feel like you've got the exact same idea. Yeah, you. Well, I'll be a good sport. I'll provide Steamo coins for Jamaica. I'm not sure how they're gonna claw this one back, because the previous game we had the Vayne counter pick. This time, I'm not seeing it right now.
I'm not seeing it either. It's really bizarre.
I'll be the good sport and donate some coins to the cause, but realistically, this should be, because nobody else seems to be taking Jamaica's side. But realistically, nobody should be. This should be. There's too much problem with the team comp. There's too much anti-synergies, which feels like. If this was a solo queue game, I'd be like, yeah, I understand it. However, you're playing in a team. You should have played together with quite a while. If you've done a bit of prep for the opponent, you should know what they could potentially come out with. And I gotta say that if your answer to a Maokai top is Camille, I am concerned.
Also, you want a bit more. You want something that can scrap, realistically. Camille was like this sort of in and out duelist, very similar to Jin, right? Like, I feel like a tank destroyer or Set would have gone so hard here. I feel like to pick Camille, like what, late game we're just gonna jump on Tristana Caitlyn, and once again we're just assuming that this is Maokai top, right? From the looks of these team comps, it doesn't actually look like that's gonna be the case. As like well, it's gonna be. Well, we'll see when we get into draft. There's no need to sort of try and figure it out here, as we will find out shortly. But this comp is bizarre.
Yeah, so I quickly did some digging, and I think this would have rounded out their team comp a lot better. Assuming this is a Maokai top, because otherwise I'm not sure why we're seeing the Camille pick here. Assuming this is a Maokai top, there are a couple of picks which will perform considerably better in the top lane. Being Ornn, Olaf, Illaoi, Renekton, they all perform considerably better into Maokai than Camille goes. Like, for Camille, you gotta go down. You gotta go down way down the list. It's the 30th best pick into Maokai in top. So it's even a bit of a 50-50 technically. So I kind of feel that there's a bit missed. They've missed the boat here. And if you are on red side and twice, I mean, the first time your vein didn't work out, fine. Everybody can have a bad game. We're not going to judge that. But if you miss out twice on an R5 pick, that is putting your team really far behind. This has to work out, because this is the redemption for Army. This is Army's shot at redemption, because he kind of left his team hanging last, whether we like to say it or not. This is his chance at redemption, and this Camille has to land. It has to absolutely set them up for very good stuff. Now, the plus side is technically, well, Sivir is going to be all alone in the bot lane. Let's be very fair and clear about that. Yeah. So Bard is going to be roaming around doing Bard things. So you got to be hoping that Bard is going to have excellent roam windows and will be able to impact the solo lanes to set them up for a bit more success, and that Camille then hopefully, if it gets ahead, that it can do what Renekton did last game and just run away with the game. Because if a split pusher really gets that far ahead, then have fun, good luck. Camille can do some disgusting stuff. It's just that I think it's been 2 or 3 seasons since I've actually seen a Camille absolutely dominate a top lane. So I'm mightily concerned, I'm not gonna lie. And also the team comp synergy, I just don't see it here. I don't see how Camille enhances everything that they already have. Because you were pointing out earlier where Camille has like these 3 things which she's got to be careful of, where the W can never be good because otherwise the comet comes back. Now, the other reason also why the W never can be good is if the W is any good, then that means that the trading patterns are so skewed towards in Camille's favor that she's got nothing to do there, or no healthy competition. So that's problem number one with Camille. Problem number two with Camille is if her trades, her true damage, and that is on her Q if I've got this correctly, becomes too prevalent, then the issue is that basically they can't do anything to counteract that, and then you've basically just gotten a champion that will time and time again just dominate the top lane matchup, meaning that you need more and more people to come towards top. And then the third problem, and this is the problem that they're currently at, and this is also the reason why the jungle is so careful or hard to balance, is if Camille's E then gets too short of a cooldown, or range increases, then her ganks are too good, meaning that effectively, as you just said, Vi jungle then becomes null and void. So Camille is a bit of a champion that right now is a bit in the gutter, because no matter how you look at it, other champions technically do a better job at what she does. Her ultimate, Jarvan does technically a better job. Her E, Vi does a better job. Her trading, her Qs, Fiora does a better job. And her W, I'm not sure which champion you want to tack that on, but if you make that too powerful, then the trading patterns are too heavily skewed in her favor. So Army is gonna have to pull one out here.
So let's try not to be doom and gloom all the way, right? So if we were red side, right, how are we winning this game? Well, first of all, they are heavy AD, right? So if this Udyr, this is super mid-maxy. I doubt this Udyr player is going to do it. But if this Udyr was to go an AD item, Tiger Stance, full armor, he could probably get some good value out. Now, once again, I highly doubt that's going to be the case. It's probably going to be Phoenix, Leandries into full tank, which is still going to be good value, right? But and Phoenix still does do percentage base across the board, right? Bard can out-roam whoever the support is, realistically. Camille, once again, we have seen the fact that, you know, you did allude to it earlier, Camille could slap the ball onto Camille, but then also there is anti-synergy between the Orianna and Camille. There's something there between the Bard and the Orianna. Severe can move that Udyr around. But yeah, I feel like there needs to be more tank busty.
Now, you kind of alluded that their team, that Mafia's team, is rather heavy on the AD part, which I agree. Now, there is one big problem though for Jamaica. They can't just stack armor, because there is a certain champion called Trundle who, with his subjugate, will steal a boatload of stats off you, and basically turn you from this super fortress into a paper tiger, where you can just punch through with the 280 carries that you have. So this is where I'm kind of thinking of, and I'm actually wondering if Tiger Stance Udyr might not be the way to go here, and just absolutely bust up their front line as hard as possible, and then see what you can get with the command shock wave and silver ricochets afterwards.
We are going into game. We're going to be doing the traditional drip check. Let's see if these guys have great taste in the skin. I'm expecting to see a gorgeous Camille skin, hopefully. He did play Project Vayne, which was lovely. We are loading up. Drip check. 1, 2, 3. Yes, we do. We have, I think that's Dark Coven Camille. I did not catch what the ADC had. It looked something fancy. On the other side, we have the Battle Pass Maokai skin. And I believe that's Duality Volibear? Can't remember. I believe that was the one where there was 2 Volibears.
That is the Duality. If I got it correctly, that is Duality Prestige Volibear. So that looks like an absolutely lovely skin. And well, it is Trundle Jungle. Trundle Jungle.
So it's we've got Letho Tempo Tristana. Now normally when we saw Tristana mid back in the day, and when I mean back in the day, I mean like a couple of seasons ago, not AP Tristana. We normally saw that Tristana build normally takes Hail of Blades here. So the Letho Tempo not going to have the initial upfront burst. We're going to have more of that long time sort of durability. Junglers are both starting topside. And Keystone Wires, everything's looking pretty slim. Pretty standard stuff across the board. Huh.
Yeah, with the exception of Tristana, there's nothing really that catches the eye in any way, shape, or form.
Tristana doesn't have bone plate in.
However, the thing that kind of for me gives it a bit away is, and I'll come to you to this as well. The Udyr with Conqueror kind of gives away which style of play he's going to go for. Because
yeah, this is normally
this is just normal Phoenix stance. So we already have an answer there.
Right now, seeing very sort of standard chillax lanes. Storm Raiders on Orianna. Oh, we're seeing the all-in on Tristana though, trying to equalize the trade that I'm assuming she took earlier. But Jesus Christ, this Orianna's doing really good, but her mana is running low. So she does have TP though, can just back and sort of play it as like an APC mage, right? Where you just spend all your mana, recall TP, and you're back in, right?
Yeah, but Tristana can kind of match that as well. So I kind of feel that if Tristana can ever get that lane to push towards her, she's going to be in a advantageous position. Whereas
Orianna's going to reset there, surely. Yeah. I'm about to say, yeah, just trying to do an exit trade there. Bard is on the Stroll Emperor. Trundle. Oh, they pinged it out. Trundle doesn't even bother to check the Scuttle Crab. He's like, nah, I know what's going on here. I know. I've played a lot of solo queue games. Bard is still on the roam. If this ward doesn't catch Bard, this could be huge. Oh, she's come.
Bard and Camille linked up here on the
that could have been huge. That Volibear should not have not overextended. He saw the Bard on a ward. This is so good if you're a fan of Red Side here, as that should not have had happen. He's staying, he's gonna get dived. They both have flash. Baits out the shield. Wait for the shield to drop. Wait for the shield to drop, boys. Beautiful. It is beautiful. Oh, don't forget your boy. Yeah, the simple Q should be fine, right? Bard Q? There we go. Maokai's got flash. He's going to go for it. Is he? Oh! Both flashes are burnt. Udyr is here. Fortunately, Udyr is a little bit late. He's still going to help the boy. I don't even know how this is going to go. Empowered Tiger Stance is ripping through Trundle. Unfortunately, though, he has to burn Flash as it's not enough damage. Tristana is here. They're going to kill Bard. See, that is fantastic response from blue side.
And
I heard
the reason why I'm slightly laughing is, but after all that, Bard still had Flash. I was like, Bard is never going to Flash here. They know that they're dead. And unfortunately, though, it looks like either Zar saw an angle that nobody else saw, or he slightly panicked and ended up losing his flash there. So I was about to commend him what a good job he had done on not burning the flash the entire time here. Meanwhile, what should have been an absolute chef's kiss in a dive ended up being a rather fortunate.
But Bard is on the return, misses the Q. They're going to run down Volibear. This is a polar opposite of the previous game. Camille is sick. She's probably going to hold the ultimate as the Camille is getting ahead. I kind of like this. Camille is one of those champions that if she gets ahead, she can run away with the game, which kind of makes sense to the theorizing of the Vayne pick from before, just now the bard player is playing actively rather than reactively.
Yeah, but look here in the mid lane.
Oh, it's just going to be a Hextech Flash. Oh, never mind. It's going to phase check into the deer. Burns Shockwave to push him away, which probably not needed, but as he is just level 3, I believe there. Bard is here, going to slide in. No, he's not going to use the magical journey. Trundle is here to get a return, but it's not going to work. They get the pillar. I don't think you want to do this, Trundle. Maybe he does, as Udyr takes lots of damage here. Wow. Trundle is level 6. Did he use the sub to get? Yes, he did. That makes a lot more sense. Wait, Caitlyn? Wait, why is Caitlyn here? Wait, what did I miss?
I'm not sure. I'm kind of speechless because these rotations are, they're reminding me of Winnie Hut rotations in all fairness. Oh, hang on.
Oh, speak about ambitious Weenie Hut trades. There is one for you there. Tristana thinks that she's Hail of Blades, Tristana. That does not work that way, my good man. Unfortunately, that is not going to go in your favor.
And that being said, for the red team, this is what they needed after last game. Because this is going to be absolutely big for them to feel a bit of confidence, come back in here. I love how, once again, they are roaming towards Kallisti, seeing if they can put him back even more, maybe get Army even get ahead just that wee bit more. But because earlier it was Udyr, and now Bard has also joined in top lane, and Bard is sticking around. Oh, this is going to be a 2v2 in top lane. I got a feeling about this.
I love this Bard pick. This Bard pick is so good. Meanwhile, Tristana's going in again. Tristana, you're not Hail of Blades. You don't win these. Stop, please. Meanwhile, Maokai's burning a lot of time here. This is the value that Bard has given us here. And once again, this is the power of Camille. Camille just needs those short trades, and she's just going to slide out the DMs. This Maokai is absorbing so much XP away from this Volibear. This is really concerning. Spam these bars to help Zars. What the hell? Okay, sure.
But yeah, we've got some good stuff coming out their way, and right now I'm not sure how I feel about the Tristana in the mid lane, because this is this team comp for Mafia is that's real.
Oh, they're gonna dive again, bro. Camille must be in this guy's top 3, as he's executing Camille really well. This is the thing, right? Camille isn't generically good, but there are still players that execute it well enough, right? We see Droot in terms of YouTubers, content creators, streamers. We see that Droot's a really prevalent Camille player, and even though he loves Camille, he doesn't play it anymore, but he will still whip it out to whip out such a performance. When Camille gets to this Triforce, it's going to be a dangerous time for the side of blue side, as Camille Triforce spike is disgusting. Well, speaking of disgusting, Severe is just sidestepping. She has Ghost available. Unfortunately, Ghost does lose to Barrier, as you do need the combat stats, and they're just going to even out.
Yeah, but both AD carries are going back, so it's now one less sum for Evil Machinai for a little while, and
Bard, Magical Journey? Magical Journey? Okay, never mind. Where's Magical Journey?
Oh, hang
Dark Lord, can you find out if there was Magical Journey? Meanwhile, we got Shockwave coming out onto only just Maokai. Camille is very ambitious as she takes a Blaster button to 4 people. Is able to get 1 kill, separate the lot with the Hextech Ultimatum. Udyr is trying to do damage on the way out. That was not what you needed to look for. Unfortunately, this... Oh my god, Orianna with a return kill. Okay. That is a 2 for 2, I believe.
That ends up... No, a 3 for 2, because you're forgetting that the Bard died earlier on. He's already returned.
Oh wow, that was
completely unoblivious to the fact that the grubbies are being taken. And wait a minute.
Trundle got 2. And
why? And
Why,
the reason why
what?
I'm saying why is I've seen this with a couple of Weenie Hut games where they just end up taking 2 and nothing more. Oh, Caitlyn, you're not where you want to be here.
Oh, beautiful kill. Once again, this Bard player is getting so much insane value out of this pick. So here, we're going to watch over this fight again. So why doesn't Bard E? I'm very confused here. He should still be able to eat over that wall, as it does have quite a bit of range. Oriana's going to solo ult the Maokai here. Camille doesn't realize Tristana's here and just takes the punt into 4 people. And Udyr thinks he's Himothy, but is just going to get bursted out. Go on.
I think the reason why the Bard didn't use Magical Journey is because both Udyr and Oriana were under the way. And there wasn't a magical journey to take towards the teammates. Hence, you kind of, if you then go, you're basically splitting everything up with no backup anywhere. Therefore, I think that they were just like, yeah, well, let's up out of this. Oh, hang on.
Oh my god, this is so good. This is so good. Let's go, Camille. Ban the flash. Maokai's here. Once again, we're seeing a mirrored version of the previous game where Zars. In the previous game, we saw red side support was late to everything. We're now seeing that blue side support is late to everything. And once again, the team that gets the initiative first normally gets those few couple of seconds to get the value. And in this case, the value is Volibear just getting chunked.
Can I also point out something else? And this is where I think that Maokai is making a bit of a mistake. Is they're roaming so heavily because Bard, from the champs he picks up, he gets XP. Right? Maokai doesn't. Look at the level difference.
No.
One of them has an ultimate. The other, it is... and you can see it's nearly at halfway through 6, closer to 7. The other one, it is 13 minutes, and they still
And that
don't have an
Triforce
ultimate.
spike, that Triforce spike goes hard. Oh, did you see that damage? Oh my god. Oh, if you wasn't a Vayne player, I would appreciate you so much more.
But yeah, and right now it's kind of swinging the other way, where there's a big gold lead for Army, and right now it's going to be up to Mr. Callisti to prove that he can basically play one behind. Meanwhile, his hand is dodging the command shockwave from Oriana, so that's down.
Oh, Tempered Fate goes out. It whiffs. I wonder what that was trying to go for there. Was it a Drake? Did we miss a Drake? Windrake has gone down. Meanwhile, Bard is getting jumped on here. It's not going to lead to anything, as Trundle's just doing red. Maybe just trying to bluff him. Bard has tier 2 boots over Maokai. So once again, Bard is naturally quite fast in general. So now he's going to be very speedy Gonzalez, flying through the map looking for these roams. Which...
Yeah, and at this point, let's just shore up things. Make sure that one of those 280 carries is absolutely strong, because if Bard goes to the Volibear lane, then it is what it is. Just,
oh my god!
What a trade!
The Triforce spike is just too good. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who don't know how Camille works, Camille's second Q, if it's allowed to fully stack up, and by stack up I mean you give it enough time, I believe it's a 1 second charge up, it turns to true damage. It converts the auto attack into true damage. That includes the Sheen proc, aka the Triforce empowered Sheen proc. That's why we're seeing these devastating chunky trades. Meanwhile, speaking of chunky trades, that's something Tristana knows full well about, as she's been getting choked out all game, and Maokai's gonna feel the burn as Oriana just keeps solo shockwaving people just to get the picks, and is just getting so much value out of it. Wow.
And right now, if you are for Mafia, a fan of Mafia, you got to be concerned by the fact that once again you're going up towards this top lane because, oh boy.
I thought he was going to flash him under the tower then, doesn't see it. Meanwhile, Tristana with a very ambitious trade with that buster shot. Don't know what that was going to lead to, but that's a kill onto Camille. 4, 2, and 1. Trundle's going to go in. Got a chomp. She does have flash. Udyr flashes over the wall. Does she live? She shields herself. I think there is a dot in front of her from Substigate, but Trundle is going to go down to the very ambitious Udyr. There. Meanwhile, we've got this going on. Is that going to kill? Yes, it does. Wow. Oh, she's finished first item. Jesus Christ, loads of trades. An aggressive trade on the tower. Bard is here. Bard does not have Tempered Fate. Bard, Volibear knows he's on a ward. Maokai is coming here to save the day. Camille should have E up any second now. Does the W swipe, gets knocked back. Misses the E for some reason, but the secondary Q should be coming out and is just going to walk in this Maokai. The Ignite return kill for Volibear goes huge here, as once again Camille's been winning this lane matchup. Admittedly, Bard did come in quite soon, but it's actually Ignite versus TP in the top lane matchup.
And there is one very important thing that should be called out as well. At this point, please, I'm not sure what Waka is currently thinking, but I think it's time for Waka to head back down to the bot lane. Make sure that Caitlyn becomes an absolute monster, and maybe do some roams towards the mid lane, but leave Mr. Callisti behind, because Mr. Callisti does not outscale this Camille, and this is kind of, and considering that they're already behind, it's kind of a point where you just got to be like, it is what it is. Mr. Callisti, good luck. You got to be a weak side hero at this point, and just see if you can come back then that way, because otherwise you are just, you've gone top so many times already and it's not paying off. If anything, it's putting behind the Maokai, who XP wise is losing out so much because Bard is just such a bigger speed demon.
Meanwhile, these Camille Qs are just so devastating. I want to give a quick shout out to Carla 2009, a new member to our community. Feel free to jump into our Discord, and if you want to play in these games, we'd host these. I think usually when the tournament ends, we get a new one. But meanwhile, Camille just going to go super deep. The second Volibear W gets insane value, but the Camille Q, it just does so much damage. Once again, as Volibear, you need these long trades. This is the whole point of your champion. You need multiple Ws to get these values out. And unfortunately, Camille's like, nah, I just need short trades. After that shield drops, Camille's going to E. I bet you money. I'll bet you my Viego skin on it. And is he going to do it? No, he gets stunned under the tower. It doesn't mean anything. Meanwhile, Tristana looking for the kill. Orianna whiffs the ult. Tempered Fate comes out, lands 2 people. Maokai ultimate going out. It's going to root Bard, but he's going to buffer it through the temple. Maokai does die. This is a 3-for-3 with them all in, and this Udyr. This Udyr is so squishy as he's going to go down. And we are 2-for-2. And it's just going to be a little bit of wiggling. And oh my god, the spike crit from Bard, from Caitlyn, sorry, onto Bard. I'm assuming that was a crit headshot. Camille, don't stop running. You could easily capture that if you just E forward. Maybe should have gone downwards. And that's I think that's a 2-for-3. Wow, that was a lot of blood.
That was a 2-for-3 indeed. And as we see this, we will get back straight into the replay, where we first see a good command shockwave, but once that command shockwave is used, then everything is used to try and kill the Orianna. The Orianna goes down basically, and then after that it's just Caitlyn sending out pelters one after the other where in the end,
look at this Caitlyn damage on Bard,
and that's just boom, bye-bye.
Oh my god, that was like a Camille Q.
I gotta hear Camille just jump into a wall. And we
meanwhile, they're gonna try and jump onto Camille, but Camille is 6 levels higher than the Maokai. It does not matter. They're gonna completely blow up Udyr, but Camille's gonna go down in response. and it's Trundle to Camille, which Trundle's the jungler. Red side want this all day, every day. Chemtech Dragon is so good for this team. They're probably going to take this uncontested. As Volibear, I'm not sure if his TP wasn't available for that. Volibear's just going to try and catch up and take down some plates. Meanwhile, the red side going to look in, try and punish blue side, trying to take the tower, and the Caitlyn ult will find nothing. Caitlyn is a monster at the moment. Like, Caitlyn doesn't have a lead. Caitlyn doesn't even have a level lead. But just the player itself is just abusing the hell out of these headshots. Like, if we can get at possible, Darklord, can we get a damage check? Because it feels like this Caitlyn in these team fights is just surprising people with these massive crits. Meanwhile, they're going to all in Orianna here. It goes wide. Orianna gets a return kill with a shockwave. And Tempered Fate's going to go out and not do anything damage on the other hand. So she's 9.1 at the moment. I wonder how fast that'll go up. The rest of the side that's above her, once again, there has been loads of fights on that side. A lot of these people you're seeing, it is the rest of the map that's been very blood heavy, where bot lane, they've only been fighting each other. I'm expecting to see Caitlyn swiftly rise up this damage chart the more we get in deeper into the game.
Yeah, but the problem is that Caitlyn, and this is where I still, it's going to be high at 50-50 at this point. But imagine if Maokai had not tried to match all the roams from the bot and just been in this bot lane. How far you probably could have zoned off the Sivir of XP, of CS, and then just had an absolute monster in the Caitlyn. Whereas now, Caitlyn and Sivir have equal roles. And she's doing amazing with the resources that she got. I think that this is going to be one where you're going to look back, and are we first going to see the first fight where Kallisti can go for an extended trade? I'm not sure how I feel about this here, because Kallisti was having an excellent extended trade, and then Army dashed back on the turret. Why don't you ult in behind? Disable that turret, continue that trade. I think you could have done some good stuff there, but maybe I'm just too optimistic at that point. And
wow, it is so bizarre seeing Orianna just jump onto a Tristana as times have turns with patches, as Orianna just completely nukes her. Orianna are just on 2 items where, once again, there isn't a massive gold lead difference. Just the slight assist from Bard's enough just to completely nuke her.
Yeah, and like I'm not sure how I'm feeling about certain picks in this game, but we do gotta say that I am liking what I'm seeing from Jamaica, who after a devastating first game, which was a rout, is kind of coming back a bit, going back to life, and is kind of proving that they got something to say here. They're not going to go down without a fight, and I like this very, very much so far. So we'll be seeing how this goes forward. Now, the interesting part is, despite all the kills that the Orianna has, and even a CS lead, will you believe it or not, the gold difference in the mid lane is non-existent.
I'm about to say that must come down to solo plating versus group plating. Tristana are really good at catching up with those tower plates, which once again it's a stat that we can't see, right? But I'm assuming that's where that gold diff is sort of being closed there. Look at the Udyr build.
Yeah, this and this is what I wanted to see. I was wondering when it was going to happen, but 280 carries burned down the Nash real fast. Unfortunately though for them, it looks like they've figured it out.
Ooh, it's 50-50. It's 50-50. It goes to Udyr. Camille's gonna dive on the backline, almost killing Tristana. It's not gonna be enough. They're gonna blow up the Camille as there was so much space just made. Severe flashes forward, trying to get damage down. The blasting plant screws over Caitlyn and Maokai. Who hit the plant? Darklord, get me a replay, please. Oh, Dark Lord's gone, isn't he?
And Dark Lord is temporarily getting something to drink, is what I'm feeling about. But the bigger part is I love how Mafia finally did what their comp really does well, which is absolutely burn through an objective. I like the call. However, I like even more the fact that Jamaica realized that this was on the cards.
Yeah, Tristana's just overambitious. Like, she keeps doing that. Like, I don't know why she keeps doing that.
And that just means that the gold lead is going to grow a bit more for Jamaica in their advantage, where they also pick up a dragon and put themselves on the soul core. So,
like, Severe has 3 finished items. Trist only has 2 with components of the 3rd and Mertrans. Like, she was never going to win that.
Yeah, and I'd love to see what the levels are on the champions, but I got a feeling that they're more or less equal level as well, which means that you don't have a level lead.
There's a 3-level lead on the Bard.
Well, wait. Tristana, the solo laner, is 2 levels down on the Sivir and still taking those fights. That's
You shouldn't. Once again, like, this player is playing as if it was Halo based Tristana, and it's not.
The other thing I also think that is kind of an issue here is the Baron would have made their team comp incredibly strong. However, not having that Baron kind of puts them in a really, really big hole, because Caitlyn is the wave clear. You need to put Tristan onto a side lane, but the waves are continuously pushing in, meaning that you can't necessarily get the favorable matchups that you want. And this is just gonna absolutely balloon the lead for Jamaica, who are gonna get a couple more plates. And all things considered, only a 2k Baron play is a bit on the modest side. I think that they've been kind of kind. This could have been a lot more.
I am so happy for Jamaica. Like, it's so nice that the first game hasn't affected them. We got so much value from this Bard. Severe's been okay by herself in a matchup she doesn't do well in. Unfortunately, I think the Trundle Subjugate has caught a lot of people off guard in how squishy it can make that Udyr. Which is just naturally how that matchup goes, and Orianna has done a fantastic job in this mid lane. So Jamaica, well done for bringing Sexy back, and feel free to take my Stimo points because I love being proven wrong.
Yeah, well, they've got the harder to execute team comp, if we're fair, and they're doing a better job at it. So, massive props to them. This is looking good, but it ain't over till the fat lady sings. You still gotta knock down a Nexus. So let's make sure that we save the praises for them on once they actually get that. That Nexus fall down. But meanwhile, they're keeping the pressure up, and I think the next big point of contention is probably going to be when the Drake spawns. So you've got a 2-minute window where this is going to be some trading CS, fighting over whoever gets access to turrets and waves.
Camille shouldn't be here unless you can get a pick like that. They're going to engage going forward though, but I don't think it matters much as Volibear goes deep, Maokai goes deep, but I don't think you've got the damage, big man, as Trundle's getting melted. Why did you engage that?
What are we doing? You've just lost one of your 280 carries. I'm really confused here. You've just lost one of your 280 carries on a command shockwave, which absolutely nuked the living hell out of evil Mackay, sorry. And then after that, it's just, I feel like you've just ended the game in that play.
Yeah. I mean, Camille's like, guys, I'm just going for the win. You can pad your stats if you want to. I'm out of here. As we are going to go to game 3 in the Sweatlords. Oh my god, that Camille damage. That is disgusting. Oh my lord. They're gonna try and defend. It doesn't mean anything. GG's.
And this is certainly what this series needed, because now we are tied at 1-1. And guess, for all the doom and gloom that we were thinking early on, it's very clear that Army completely understands how Camille can add to this, and this time they make that R5 pick work wonders. Absolute domination of the top lane. It's kind of being reversed, and now the question is going to be, for game 3, do Mafia go to the other side and do they get the counter pick? Or do we get to see it?
Here's one thing, right? The one thing that was a bit different about this game is that blue side, the Skarner started bot side, right? And pathed to the Vayne. Trundle started top side and pathed to the ADC, right? So the jungler was about a minute late than they would normally be. So then this Bard roam timer came in so good, so clutch. It was beautiful. So we're in for a game 3, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we're definitely in for a game 3. Now, 2 things that have to be pointed out. Number 1, they made the sort of anti-synergy between the Camille and the Orianna was not a factor this game. Let's be very clear about that.
Yeah,
they never seemed to be using that together, which was very good. Also, no ball delivery system for a Orianna, and still pumping out that amount of damage. That is absolutely insane. And she got some really big shockwaves on priority targets to make sure that teamfights would go the way afterwards. So
Orianna was an assassin that game.
Yeah,
like,
she was
just 1 to 2 man ults and just nuked whoever was in there. Like, it was beautiful.
Yeah, yes. So that is absolutely big. However, the other thing that's interesting, the Tristana damage, it's nearly half. It is about half of what the Orianna did. Considering that you kind of got the counter pick there and do something, it's a bit disappointing. And I think that Walker will have some regrets not having just stuck around the Caitlyn, making sure that that Caitlyn could have gotten a bit bigger, because, as you said, Trundle was pathing down towards bot lane, but then all of a sudden we were moving people around continuously, which turned bot lane into a 1v1 and Caitlyn into Sivir. Well, you can look at it from a couple of angles, but if it's 1v1 and Sivir can get up close, I do think that is slightly favored to the Sivir. I am one very happy person right about now, because I ended up getting Stimo going through a game I didn't believe was winnable. So Shamaika, thank you very much for that. Congratulations on your win. And it looks like we have ourselves a proper series, and that it is time for a break. Catch you back in 5. right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and now maybe, just maybe, we have some time to see that damage graph game 1. If our producer extraordinaire can still put that up. Unfortunately, it bugged out, so we're unable to load that. Unfortunately, it might be better for certain people not to see that one again. Yet, we've had 2 games so far, and is it an understatement to say that basically the game goes as your top laner is going? Am I mistaken in that sign, or are you of a different opinion?
I've been so shocked because I believe this is actually the first time in my MiniLCS caster commentary year of the case of I don't know how long I've been doing this for, but I've actually been wrong multiple times in terms of the fact that we've done 2 games and I've been wrong both games. I've been right in terms of if the other team was to win, how they would win, but in terms of the actual team winning, I've been wrong both times, and I love that. I love that Sweatlord is proving me wrong. I love that once again you can see things on paper and it just comes out completely different. So the top lane's been exciting to watch.
But basically what you are saying here is you're kind of like the other side when it comes to putting Steamo coins on a certain team to win, because the other side has a 10% hit rate at this point, so he keeps all inning yet not getting a whole lot of coins back because of well, it's not working out in his favor. Then again, I made a massive bet yesterday and lost a boatload of coins as well. As we see the picks and bans here, and so far it feels like it have been the same picks and bans.
I think
the majority of the games I've seen Ambessa banned each time, and Annie as well, whereas I've seen the Anivia and the Velcros on the ban list consistently.
So they've swapped sides now, so completely different situation here. Very interesting. We have Israel blind picked for Jamaica, which this is fine, right? Easy stuff, good stuff. Safe pick. I thought that was actually a genuine Yumi lock-in. I was about to flip. I was like, you're gonna blind pick Yumi? Ross, man. What the hell?
I mean, a fair amount of people who can punish Yumi have already been removed. I mean, no Nolus because it's been picked. No Maokai. Is a fair amount of other champions. Like the only one that I'm instantly thinking of punishing a Yumi is probably a Leona at this point. Or maybe a Blitzcrank where you hook one and then you get hook one for the price of 2. Something along those lines. By the way, I think we missed something earlier on because I scrolled back just to check in with that. We forgot to thank our good friend Ugwe for subscribing with the Prime channel earlier on. They've been subscribed for 6 months. It's the 2-month streak for him, so great to see you back, Ugwe, and giving some love for the channel. So, and as we're continuing, we do see the Pantheon and Leona lock in, whereas on the other side for the Mauser Mafia, we're seeing the Ari lock in, and this feels like a big win for Mauser, because Ari is probably one of the few mid laners that you can reliably bind pick. She has harder matchups, but nothing that feels unplayable, and the fact that you can still lock this in and then get rid of certain matchups, I like this a lot from what Mauser are doing with their picks and bans. For Jamaica, it feels, well, it doesn't feel bad, it feels standard, although I do like the Ezreal with the Leona. And note, Ashe was still up, which was a big surprise, and I'm fairly certain they're just going to pinch the AD carry champion pool, with an AD carry going to be coming out on R4 for certain. So the question now Okay. We see a Kog'Maw ban, which unless I am unaware of some mid lane Kog'Maw tech, I don't think that one would have been coming out regardless. Quick shout out to Classic League. If you ever play Ezreal, ladies and gentlemen, that champion is busted as hell. It's no fun with his dashes and all the other things. He's so good at old Classic League. But as we're seeing the last one here, and they're gonna pinch the Varus, which, if memory serves, what are we looking at? Maybe a Jinx here? Or a Jinx or a Smolder, a hyper carry basically, which we are going to be getting in the form of Smolder. So until that gets stacked, it's going to be fun. Wow. Insta-locks from Jamaica, so they very clearly wanted both the Akali and the Aurora. And now the question is, which of these two is going to be going mid? Because the other one you're going to be seeing in the top lane. And so now Mr. Clisty is going to have to try and find a champion that can perform decently into both. Technically, they could just swap out these two.
I was about to say, surely
champions.
It's a case of like they can choose the matchups they want, right? Because you're going to take what's favored. The thing is, this Ahri player, I just want to confirm this Ahri player was actually the Tristana that was a bit ambitious. I'm trying to remember what they played in the first game now. Do you remember by chance?
The Syndra?
The Syndra. Okay, so yeah, the Syndra was fine. This Ahri, once again, the sort of charm pick stuff is going to be really good. Hopefully, as long as they're just not over ambitious and it's going to be a bit more of a chilled situation there. But
I think we need to be talking about something else. Darius into either Aurora or Akali. I'm not sure about this one.
yeah, it is a bit unconventional, especially when you've got the pick prio. Maybe he's just confident in the matchup. This Darius was banned against him in the first game, so we'll see how that goes.
You know what I would have liked maybe here, or what would have been insane value in the top lane? A Galio. I think Galio would have gone so hard this game. When
Unfortunately, Toad Sage is not here, as he is a Galio top lane connoisseur.
But I kind of think that this would have gone well into either of those two matchups, and would have been very good for the team fights as well. So Toad Sage, where are you? Shout out to the man Toad Sage for bringing Galio top back. Always fun to see some good and proper cooking being applied to the weenie hut every now and then, because we see some really weird stuff going on. But both teams, like, I feel like this could be the angle here. Is if this is Aurora top into Darius, Mr. Clisty, good luck, have fun. I'm not feeling that 2-1 too much. On the other hand, in the mid lane, I think that Akali into Darius, as long as you never get pulled in and you can just use the flip back to disengage, I don't think there's a whole lot going on either. Now, the important part is, let's see, are you willing to put your money where your mouth is and then put in some gamba on this game? It's some Stimo coins. Who do you think is gonna take it? Because that's the one that's going to be important and interesting. I have actually just realized we have the potential of having an Aurora top. That would mean a certain person has played Vayne, Camille, and Aurora. Out of 3 games, there's going to be 2 technically ranged champions. I'm not sure how I feel about that one.
Valid criticism indeed. I'm gonna go with Shamika, just because we've seen that both comps are very skilled players, and I just like the Pantheon Leona picks. I just like the pick potential of these champions. I think these champions will naturally find value, whether they're behind or ahead. They've got great sort of options for that. Obviously, Karma can be a tad bit of a denial to these champions, but I'm just going off the bias of like Targon champions will catch people out.
Right, and I will do you a favor. I'll be the one who will put in 1,000 on the Mouse's Mafia. I have a big amount of faith in the jungle on Fat Cat on a Hat. I've been seeing him for a fair amount of games so far. He has always impressed me with being generally at the right place at the right time, has a proper head screwed onto him, thinks in a very creative, good way about the game. So I'm going to put some faith in the jungler in his Zinzao performance. And then I'm just hoping that Mr. Callisti is, considering that Darius was consistently banned against him, that they'll be able to show up as well, because Darius is a reset carry. If he can get going this game, this would be really interesting.
One thing to point out here, obviously this is just a minor interaction, right? But Darius Bleed does technically reveal these invisible champions. You know, these matchups aren't really bad. This Darius is the Renekton player, by the way, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so like Darius has got a little bit of sauce there. I'm excited to see the sauce.
More importantly, we got to shout out the beautiful Dino, who has decided to raid our competition when we are in the deciding game of a best of 3 game of 3 with a party of 8. Thank you very much for joining in and
thank you,
these wonderful songs to the place. I will let my fellow commentator explain a bit what this tournament is all about, as we hopefully will soon be going into game.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I don't recognize the name. Dark Lord, is beautiful Dino one of our other casters, one of our other producers? So they are part of the tournament. Fantastic.
Upper bracket.
They were one of the upper bracket players. Fantastic. Well, guys, then you'll be familiar with the players here once again. This is just another Sweatlord game here. We're in game 3. It has gone 1-1. Both sides have shown very dominant performance, and we are going into the third game. Us casters, I think for all 3 games, we voted for different sides. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah. So far, you have basically been upholding the honors of Psy in this as a caster, meaning you're caster cursing every team that you bet any amount of cash on, and I am just being the extremely gracious, fruitful person who is getting to abuse all that fun and jazz when it comes to Steamo coins. So this should be a fun one. And we'll certainly be seeing how this one goes. But as we go back to the Gamba, currently we do have Neil, who's decided to weigh in on a little wager as well, because I put up the 1k that you just lost, and has also decided to vote for Shamaika. So Shamaika getting more and more votes here, as you will have another 10 seconds to put any Steamo coins before the bet closes. I'm somewhat surprised that our magnificent overlord Day Zero hasn't decided to wade in with a bet of himself, because generally he is definitely one for the
I bet you money he's in solo queue.
Probably. Well, we shall we just see if we can rat him out? Like, do a quick check.
Oh no, he's sleeping. He's in the chat. He's sleeping.
Then again, after yesterday's late production for him, I fully understand that he's catching up on some much needed sleep, since that last series, that game 3, that went a bit too long, even for my standards, because I was I was fighting to stay awake, and not because of a lack of action. I will tell you that much. There was plenty of action to be had, but it was just it had gone on way too late. Bringing it back to this game for Dino and the beautiful people who joined the raid. To give you a quick recap, the Mauser's Mafia took game 1 after while they were on the blue side with an absolute dominant performance from Mr. Callisti on the Renekton, who was facing a R5 Vayne pick from Jamaica. Yes, we are disgusted by seeing a ranged top laner, no matter how we aren't going to sugarcoat that.
I'm going to write a strongly lettered email. I'm going to write a letter, to the tournament organizer about that. We don't do ranged top laners here.
So, no. Allow them to do ranged top. If we see it punished like that, we're all for it. Let's be real. We're all for it then. That being said, if we then go back to game 2, the roles kind of got reversed, where we had an excellent performance from Army, taking a bat with a R5 Camille pick, who did the work in the top lane this time around, which was which we were fairly critical in the start. Jamaica, despite having the arguably harder team comp to execute, did an amazing job. And had a absolute wonderful performance for the mid laner on the Orianna as well, and the Bard roams went.
Yeah, I was about to say the Bard roams went super hard there.
So, and that has got us to a 1-1 score, where, as you see, we have teams in front of us, and we are about to get into game.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in for the first game. We are going to be doing the drip check. Let's see what gorgeous skins we see on the Rift. I'm expecting some great things. Is that classic Ahri? What the hell? How have you played the game this long and you got classic Ahri? That's a crime. And then on the
throwback
other side,
to Faker, one of the best.
Oh, we have a nicer collie skin there. I believe that's Headhunter. That's really lovely. Okay, cool. So this is the first game where the teams have opted to swap sides. So we're going to see how that will go as... So this is what Mafia did the first game by sending 2 people top. A third person's coming top. What's going to happen here? Oh, a collie's baiting it. Oh, he'll take it. He'll take it. He wants the smoke. He's going to fall for it. But he's got... I think if he gets 5 stacks, he's got enough damage. He's got it. He's got it. And he gets a kill. They're going to get one on return. They're going to pass it over to the mid laner. That's both summoners. All summoners burnt in top lane. If Leona would have pulled that wave, could have possibly helped push it towards a collie there. But unfortunately, he's just going to rely on the 50-50 of whether the wave pushes to.
Meanwhile, Ezreal is getting completely zoned from any type of XP early on, and CS, which is without a doubt a nice start for the bot lane. Now that Leona has decided to come back and try and even this out. However, you more than likely have given up the level 1.
Ooh.
Meanwhile, are we going to see another fight here?
No summoner spells. It won't lead to anything. Is that cut down on Xin Zhao? What the hell?
Yeah, that's cut down on Xin Zhao.
Misclick?
In this game, I'd say yes. It's not like you're going to be.
I think in every game you would say yes.
So.
Ooh, nice little trade by the Ahri, taking advantage of the level 3 power spike, getting a good trade in and pushing in the wave. That was gorgeous. Meanwhile, Xin Zhao is faster on the clear. This is a Pantheon jungle. We didn't go over it too well. Pantheon jungle has been nerfed quite repeatedly for that consistent point and click. Not exactly... He is viable, but like, it's not good, right? Because that first clear, it is slow. We're seeing that Xin Zhao is already a camp up on him. And if Xin Zhao is able to do anything with this sort of like time lead, we may be able to see something that gets done with it. Meanwhile, they're trying to all in
sort of like going bit back and forth here. It's going to end out with red side coming out with more health bars there. Potions are going to be burnt down. Jeez.
Yeah, and so far we do get to see some more standard stuff across the board, where subs are being traded left, right, and center. However, my eyes are absolutely glued towards the top lane. I'm very curious to see what's happening there. I am very, very thankful for not seeing an Aurora top, because otherwise I probably would have been like, out of 3 games, 2 technically ranged champions. Army, you would have disgusted me if you had done that. However,
Gank in the bot lane. Karma's getting locked up. Leona is very tanky. Aftershock has dropped. Pantheon is here. He's gonna. Jin Zhao's gonna go deep. He's trying to be a man, but unfortunately the song did not play. The boss music was not there, and Jin Zhao's just gonna go down. Unfortunately, it turns out even though Jin Zhao, wait, hang on. Scuttle got taken. But why is Jin Zhao not on 28 camps? I'm confused. You should have 28 CS, no? Am I missing something? 1, 2, 3,
the
4,
only
5,
way this
6.
can no, you're not missing anything. He didn't take his top camp, if I'm correct.
No, it respawned.
It did? Then he should be on it, 28.
Because look, Grumps respawned for... Wait, who... Okay. We're just going to put that up to just me being boosted there. As there is
take his top camp. I think he didn't take his Krugs.
Maybe someone in the chat can correct us. As we do have Darius is just doing really well into this matchup. Once again, Darius was banned against him, trying to bait him into Pantheon, but maybe Pantheon should have just gone the long way around, even though it was warded. Yeah, nothing of value to note, to boot.
Well, the question is Pantheon gonna fall for this fight? Because, no, never mind. Karma is gonna, Walker is gonna go back to his bot lane, not stick around for too long. But meanwhile, we do see that Fat Cat on a hat is creating a bit of a lead for himself. By virtue of clearing out the jungles, and he is doing it at a faster rate than Obsessed currently is going at it on the Pantheon. And so it's going to be interesting.
Oh, Leona just going to defend the ward, but there is a Jin Zhao strolling and paroling. The ward is being blocked by Sweeper. Is Jin Zhao going to land W? He doesn't. He focuses the ward. Just back up. You ain't doing nothing. Aurora is coming by. So once again, this is the bad thing about Pantheon, right? Where it's just like, oh, meanwhile, they're going to catch Smolder, but Aurora is here. I'm not sure they're aware of the situation. Smolder lives. Jin Zhao gets a return kill on Leona. Ezreal gets a return onto Jin Zhao. Meanwhile, there's a fight in the top side. Ezreal is tower diving 1v3. Ari has decided to show up. Ari's going to get this reset after Ezreal. Is she going to start running down Aurora? She's got 2 dashes. There's 1. Not going to do anything with 2. Oh, wow. Okay, that was like, what? That was 4 kills in total. I believe that was a 3 for 1? Was that 3 for 1?
Well, even, don't forget the one in the top lane, though. Meanwhile, Darius ended up dying.
This is going to be loads of damage. There we go. There goes the E. Stops a lot of that. Unfortunately, misses the Q. Not going to do anything with it. Oh, but that's unfortunate. Go on.
But yeah, proper amount of damage going over in the top lane, and Akali coming out. And please have a look at the CS difference that is currently being built up in the top lane, which
wait, what?
Is slightly concerning. Yeah, there's a 15 CS, 17 CS difference.
How's he dropping that? Just slows bits of poke back and forth. Ezreal ult being quite a bit ambitious there, just probably trying to use the level 6 spike, and then because once again Ezreal can get those R's back with his empowered Q. Meanwhile, Leona is strolling and paroling. Leona is not level 6, she is level 4, but it doesn't matter if a Karma face checks you. Pantheon is here. Does he want to eat up for the movement speed? No, he doesn't, as he doesn't get the W stun. Ezreal's going to eat over. This is surely a free kill for the Pantheon. Missed the 300 as he gets a 2-0 overall in this game.
And things are starting to look good for Jamaica. It looks like your trust in them is currently being rewarded with an early start, and it looks
She's
like
got R2.
Listy.
She has R2. No! Oh, she has R2. She should have waited for the bleeds to drop. That's so unfortunate. Collie, you don't want to do that. This is what happens when you play Vayne. He curses you into the next series. Oh, so unfortunate.
Meanwhile, I'd also like to point something else out. Apparently, these supports, they're not high on... either their AD carries haven't properly flamed them, or they're just allergic to sticking around in the bot lane because they ain't staying there. Here we see another replay.
Let's count the Darius stacks. So 2. Okay, so now the stacks drop.
This was earlier. This was earlier.
Oh, this was the
kill that we
solo
missed
kill.
earlier.
Oh, yeah. When they were doing the dive.
Then we've got a return action here where 2,
3. Oh, he cancelled. He did his animation cancel on his ultimate on his auto with the Q. This is a Darius tech thing, which once again he is a Darius main. It makes sense to why he's banned out, because chances are Collie didn't even see that auto attack probably. Meanwhile, Ari is going to get jumped on. Pantheon ult is coming out. Leona's a little bit overextended here. They are going to focus her down. Ari's looking. She's strolling, parolling. I'm assuming Charm is going to come back out. Xinjiao ultimate. Don't know what's that's going. Flashes are being burnt. Ari's going over the wall. She's got no mana, but she's got a Leona who can land E. Aurora ultimate's coming out. Pantheon has gone down. Ari has another dash. Karma's gonna flash forward. Leona, not Leona, sorry, Jin Zhao steps up with the knock up. It was 7-3 just like 2 minutes ago.
it's 7-3, and now it is 7-8. Mafia comes back with an insane haymaker, and basically the bigger problem is in that team fight, everybody was split up. You've got Pantheon ulting in to try and steal the objective, which was already had been taken, and this kind of split up the teams where everybody just decided to focus and initially wanted to pick. You'll see it here. First off, the dragon gets taken. Pantheon's too late. Everybody's collapsing on the Leona out of position, and at this point you can easily just abandon Leona and just move away. Pantheon then has to run back, go through the entire team, and everybody just again decides to singly focus onto the Pantheon. Meanwhile, Pantheon drops, and then it's another one more person where they get to focus everything on. Aurora then decides to fall, and then in the end it is unfortunately also the Llama who will be going down. Very good stuff from being able to focus all their abilities and damage.
I can't believe they went from 7-3 to 7-8. If they dominate another team fight, I'm gonna sing that K-pop Mafia song, I swear to God, because they should not have been able to do that. I don't know what the gold diff was before that, but the fact that they were able to bring that back, and once again, the Darius player showing so much confidence in this Darius pick as well. Like, once again, going from what happened beforehand to now just being able to show us that Darius tech, which, if I'm honest with you, I don't even know how that works. Ari is 4-0, as someone has pointed out in chat. Ari is probably going to turn into a monster, but Smolder is just going to get dived and get completely blown up. No, he's not, as they're going to try and get return kills. Leona dies for tanking the tower too much. Back off. What the hell? Oh, Darius trying to go all in on the Akali here. It's probably just going to run through the smoke. It doesn't matter where she ends up. She's on 4 stacks. It doesn't matter, as there is a fight in bot lane. Jin Zhao's going to slide into the DMs. Ari's going to say, let me slide in there with you and we can make a group chat. Ezreal's trying to kill Smolder. He doesn't get it. Do you have Q? No, the minion wave is there. He's going to die. It's the Mafia, my Mafia, yeah. As they get 3 kills for free. Maybe 4 if Darius... No, Darius doesn't have ult. But Jesus Christ, this is a crime. It doesn't matter. I was wrong. I was sorry.
Sai, in the importance of all the viewers, might I suggest that you limit the singing till the end of the game? We don't want them moving away during the game itself. However, smart choice there from the Smolder, basically try and fly out of the map, buying extra time. Unfortunately, Leona does end up falling, and then this collapse here from the Ahri is absolutely beautiful. and means that Pantheon has nowhere to go. And Ezreal then can only do one thing, trying desperately to get a trade kill. Unfortunately, the Mystic Barrage, I think it is, misses. No, it's not the Mystic Barrage, it's the Q spell from Ezreal. I forgot the name.
True Shot Barrage.
True Shot Barrage, there we go. No, that's the ultimate. True Shot Barrage is the ultimate.
Oh, sorry, what ability was you looking for? Mystic Shot.
The Q. The Mystic Shot.
Mystic Shot, yeah.
Mystic Shot didn't hit, and because of that, that meant that Smolder was able to walk away, and Ezreal would just be going down and donating more gold over to the Ari, who is absolutely having a game for themselves right now. 1.6k gold lead up, and Fat Cat on a Hat has also steadily grafted a nice lead, mainly through just out clearing the Pantheon, since Pantheon's clear has been nerfed so badly. They want him out of the jungle.
Darius goes Triforce? Really? I've never seen that. Well, not for a while anyway.
Well, in any team comp where you don't have a whole lot of tanks, I've seen Darius, when there's a lack of tanks, I've seen Darius pick up more Triforce more often than just going with his standard build. So, but it will be interesting to see how this progresses onwards afterwards. Meanwhile, we do see that Mafia has set up for a dragon, and they're just going to secure their second dragon of this series, which then means that we will end up seeing the the Aurora is not getting tagged up with a charm or the orb, and thus gets out.
Oh, that Darius, that Sheen empowered auto trade. Holy damn.
I'm an absolute disgrace. I've only now just noticed that that's Dunk Master Darius. The skin that the Darius mains absolutely take whenever they want to put on a show. And not only that, if I'm not mistaken, it's even got a chroma.
Yes, it does.
Meanwhile, there we go. You don't want to touch this Darius at this point. He's got that reset. So, but yeah, Darius finding Zars, who is roaming up, looking for something, seeing if they can set up the army by any chance, but they're like, nope, we're not having this. And gets a kill while he is the only red person on the top side of the map.
God, I can't get over how much of a dangerous switch this has been. Once again, Shameka was really in the lead, and then the Mafia was just bringing Sexy back with these picks. This Ari 6-0-1. Jeez.
Can we also just call out the 2-1-8 Smolder, who currently is at 115 stacks, but more importantly has decided to pick up the Gluttonous Greaves boots.
Yeah, that is common. That is common.
Which, again, is common, but you gotta say that it must feel like the most unlucky pickup, considering you've been part of 10 kill participations and only have currently 1 stack on your Gluttonous Greaves.
It's just how stacking things work. Like you find the difference between a takedown and an assist very swiftly once you move into these sort of mechanics, whether it's Katarina, Kha'Zix, Hubris, etc., etc. You learn the difference between these keywords swiftly. Speaking of swiftly, a collie is going to be learning that she should not be doing that, even if you've got Gunblade. Unfortunately, oh my god! Jesus! Darius players will always find that 5th stack. They will always find you and flash you under their tower. Jesus Christ. Let me find out how much damage that ult does now.
Hang on.
Oh.
Spirit Rush instantly used to disengage, which was a much needed disengage. Now the ult does damage per stack. Oh, and it looks like we're getting a bit of an engage here onto the Smolder.
Meanwhile, the wiggle. I think
Ezreal is out of position.
Oh, he's flashed towards Pantheon.
Even if you flash that way, that ain't where you want to be. Now the rest of the team is coming around. and they aren't there in time. The question is, will they be able to pay something back?
This is, unfortunately though, Smolder does not have a shutdown. This is, you kind of want to find these Ari and Dariuses, which, once again, when a champion's so far ahead, it can be intimidating. Let's keep an eye on the stacks, because this is just fun counting to 5 of Darius, ladies and gentlemen. Should be a TV show. There's 2. Oh, there's 3.
3
Oh,
or
he just
5.
He just flashes auto W. Oh, that's dangerous, man. We're seeing a complete rundown here, as this is now 8 and 15. Jesus Christ.
This went from 7 and 3, 8 and 50. That is bad news.
Yeah.
If you are a Jamaica fan. And just look at the damage as well. They're doing a fair amount of damage. It's not that they're underperforming in that regard of anything. It's just that the Mafia are just out tanking them and out healing them currently. And then making sure that they pay for it. Now, as we are soon to be transitioning out of the laning phases, this is where matching up certain people are going to be, and match up lanes wise is going to become more important. And if I am Jamaica, I kind of want to be putting the Akali into the Ari, and I want to be putting Aurora up top to deal with his Darius.
Meanwhile, Leona wants to get on top of the face of Ari, backed up with the fellow Targon partner of Pantheon. Meanwhile, there is a TP coming in. Their blue side is a little bit pinched at the moment. Darius is going to come in. Darius wants to find stacks. Pantheon E's not going to save him as the dunk starts coming out. There's one. Is he going to look for resets? He's hit Ghost. His E should be up anytime soon. Unfortunately, his passive's dropped. Does not matter though, as Leona will just stand there and take the dunk. He's going to try and find a collie. The E will buy enough time, and that should be a free dragon. Third dragon of the game.
Yeah, but the problem is that Darius is still around. He still has that ultimate if he can stack it up. And he's been consistently proving to stack this up.
Oh, this could be a huge shutdown. Never mind. I thought Akali may have had something there. I thought Akali was because.
When will you learn? When will you have faith in the fact that this Darius has arrived and is there to dunk on people?
Smolder hasn't even hit execute yet. He's still another like 80 stacks off. Meanwhile, the Ari wants some. She's gonna double dash away. I would be careful, Ari. You can die to just a little wind in the air from maybe a Pantheon spear, but she is just gonna R away. We're at 9 and 19 now.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we do see a nice 5.5k gold lead. And remember, I keep talking about this magical.
Speaking of magical, the magical son of the eclipse is going to come out onto Smolder's face with Aurora backing him up. The Ezra ult was just there just for insurance policy, as it will not lead to anything but a kill.
Yeah, and as I was getting to the point earlier, there is this magic amount of hold on, I mean, we got another
oh, she lives.
Leona,
no,
are you gonna get out of that?
I'm about to say Root's gonna land surely. Oh no, the active from a collie slow saves the Leona. Oh, that tether was actually about to
Gunblade.
The tech. So, why don't you break this team fight down for us?
So, first off, Ari just never gets to move. Perfect CC chain blown up. Very nice to see. The problem is, Darius just TP's in behind, and lo and behold, as soon as he gets one, he's in there for Reset City. He wants the resets. They are smart enough to basically just wait long enough so that he doesn't instantly 5-stack the person. However, Leona then just has to sacrifice herself. And then it's Akali who's like, let's go in here. You had no faith whatsoever. And she just comes out of that shroud for a second and instantly gets tagged for the 5th stack from the burn. And then after that, it was just curtains and cleanup crew all along. Now, I've talked about this earlier. Really important. You want to do the proper lane matchups. If you are Mafia Mausers, you just want to be keeping the same matchups as you've been having the entire game. If you are on Jamaica, you want to probably be trying to put this Aurora into the Darius, because I think that the Aurora can probably do some more damage, do a better job at poking out. Meanwhile, we see Fat Cat on the hat.
Oh, Leona flips it about. Leona was like, you want to fight? Don't worry, I've got my brother from Talgon here. As the CC is coming down on Xin Zhao, but Xin Zhao can just heal a lot. Xin Zhao, you can see he's got a flash. Smolder's there. Smolder burning flash. Meanwhile, Akali coming in. Akali's like, guys, I'm the assassin from Ionia. What's up? Talgon, we can do more than just that. Pantheon coming in with the spear. Pantheon's like, I want round 2. Darius, meanwhile, just on the side. Don't worry about him. And they're going to convert this into a Baron.
I'm not sure that this Baron is without complete risk, but as long as Darius is staying bot side, there's no issue whatsoever, because it's not the quickest of Barons. Ezreal not exactly known for his DPS, neither is Aurora or Akali, and as you can see, they're taking a sweet time with it, and only now are they recalling, whereas everybody was able to get out on the map, and that's... Yes, you've got Baron, but you've just lost 2 turrets. Full plating for it. Make that an extra plate. 2 extra plates. So... now, the good news is the Baron should technically be able to take to stall this or curb this gold deficit that we currently have. As I mentioned earlier, 8k, that magic threshold, that's generally where you require multiple throws from the opponent to get back into it, as it looks like Mafia is doing the Fnatic death push. And it's spotted out.
Now, if it's so easy for us to say this as the commentators, right? But Shameka, once again, you've got a lot of safe champions in this Ezreal, in this Akali, in this Aurora, but then you got a Darius running at you, a Mach 10 as he finds the Ezreal, just completely hunted him down. What the hell? Xin Zhao is going to come out to do some chunk damage. Darius is so fast. He only has 1 movement speed item, but his ghost keeps getting extended from these resets.
Yeah,
oh my God.
The important part is it is just before the dragon, and this means that Soul is going to come over for him, and that was excellently done. Darius instantly recognizing, if I can get my a reset here and just remove 1 person, that's a massive win. He doesn't go for 1, he ends up getting a couple of them, and then that just means that Mr. Callisti is going to have more fun time, because right now everybody gets that little tanky version of the Mountain Soul, which means that they will have that extra shield and their stats even boosted up. And can I point something out? They have gotten all these dragons, despite Smolder still not having hit that execute range. The execute range is 225, he's at 211, he's not far off it, it won't take a horrible long time.
14 away.
But most Smolders do end up getting at normally around the 21, 22 minute. So he's a tad slower. That being said, he's been rather focused out. He's been focused out in a fair amount of team fights so far. And
oh, Leona, I don't think you want to be here for this. Mafia being very respectful in terms of just sort of like playing on the not all in that, not sort of wanting to force anything with their stats. We've seen that Shameka still has Baron on a few people. I'm assuming that's on 2 players, as it is delaying the tower push, but the tower push is still coming. They have Smolder here with a Sheen item to try and get it down. The wave clear is still good from the side of Shameka.
yeah, and so far, look at this Darius. Deliberately not autoing somebody, looking to go in with the speed up from the
That hits!
Palmer.
That E, yo, I want to replay. That E looked BS. No, did that E look like it hit for you?
It looked like a max range E, and also the fact that the wall was someone pushing it. person back. And
The
we see
solar eclipse from Leona just doesn't do anything, as this tower's getting shredded from 2 Sheen users, 3 Sheen users, as I forgot Ari has Lichbane. Oh wow, these objectives are getting melted. Ezreal ult comes out and only just realistically hurts the Karma the most, and they're just gonna take the inhib and be like, okay, cool, we got it. We're gonna go reset, spend our money, and we're probably gonna see Mafia go and attack the bottom side of the jungle now. As what you just play for Elder and let top naturally push him by itself.
Mafia has a couple of ways to look for a potential end. They could be going for setting up for the Baron with super minions in the top lane, meaning that they will always have one lane that will be pushing in their favor. And technically, Jamaica will have to make certain that one person is answering that with some wave clear. So probably going to be, I guess, would be the Aurora because they have TP. Or they could just be like, we don't need to chance it, we can just play for the Elder Dragon. Meanwhile, Smolder has ticked over for his execute damage. He now has access to that. And they think they could just be playing for the Elder.
That beautiful charm starting to interrupt. Pantheon, where is that E going? Pantheon just becomes a free reset. Ari trying to go for the flash charm. Ezreal sees it and reacts to it. Is that all we get? Wow, that was a disgusting pick. That was illegal. That Pantheon E was bad.
Meanwhile, we see the bot lane in it being blown up, and it feels like this is the time has come for a final fight. And it's a dodge. It's just a dunk. So we see a quadra dunk from the dunk master himself, and I think that considering the entire series, it is only proper that it is Mr. Kallisti that ends up with a quadra kill just prior to the Nexus dropping. That means that the Mafia Mousers will end up taking the series 2-1, and we have a worthy ending to an absolutely fantastic 3-game series.
Wow, GG. I'm trying to think who to give that to. I feel like, yeah, it has to be the top laner, right? Because the Darius and Renekton was such dominating picks. Like,
we need to get, remember, we need to get 3 MVP votes so that technically, and we need to put them up in a poll so that we can get this a poll voting within the chat. So MVPs, I think Mr. Kallisti is definitely a person that we need to name. I'm thinking about
the first game. The first game, the support did well, and then in this game, mid did well. So I'll probably think that.
Don't forget, the Skarner did well as well. First game, Skarner was also very good with the drifts and the ganks. To be honest, I think we got to put Fat Cat in a hat in there, because game 1 on the Skarner, he did well. Game 2 on the Trundle, it didn't really feel like he did something. He didn't make any egregious mistakes. It's just that the way that the lanes turned out. And this game, he was more than fairly decent. Made sure that he secured all the objectives, no contest, and was taking a fair amount of fights. So I think that Fat Cat on a hat has to be in there as well. And then the question is, my 3 for the MVP would be Kallisti, Fat Cat on a hat, and the mid laner. I think
Kallisti was so good. Like, I think Kallisti's going to be the fan favorite here. But yeah, I'll agree with you on your 3 as well, just so that we have options. But yeah, shout out to Kallisti, very strong and dominant performance there.
The top, the jungler in the mid. So Mr. Kallisti, Fat Cat on a hat, and I am temporarily blanking again on the mid laner. I've said his name a couple of times, but I'm blanking on it.
Oh, I'm so bad with these names.
If you would be so kind as to quickly check that. And I gotta say, Day Zero pinned
His
the
hand.
post. Mr. Callisti
His hand.
retired. The hands have been retired, by the way. So we do see that part coming through. But yeah, other than that, we had some amazing fights here. And I, for one, am definitely going to look back at this game to see how quickly Mr. Callisti ended up stacking that Darius passive multiple times over, because that was absolutely disgusting. Every time a person was on 2 stacks, they technically win the danger zone, because from 2 it went to 5 instantly, and then the dunk came out. There never was a whole lot going on after that.
The Darius tech of sort of hiding the auto animation with your Q, that is a Darius strat, which I know it's a thing. I don't know how to execute it though, but once again, it just goes to show you that that is just a fantastic Darius player, right? That is the reason why it was banned out against him in game 2, and the Darius Renekton knowledge, it was just fantastic. Once again, that is a top lane main.
Jungle, fat cat on a hat. So, ladies and gentlemen, as it always ends, we let the MVPs be decided by the viewers. That means that you get to cast your votes, unless if I'm mistaken, it's 3 to 5 minutes the time that you will have to cast your vote, and then we will be able to see who our MVP is.
And here is our vote. Vote, 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 vote. Show your appreciation to the people.
Do you want to know what's funny? I'm live on the mic right now. The
What's
Mouse Mafia, just were able to clear up the game. I just cleared away my 3rd mouse of the week. For some reason, mice have been coming over, and I just ducked away. That's why we're still on the victory screen at the end for a bit. I just went and captured a 3rd one.
Oh, an actual mouse. I thought you were talking about
actual mouse. No.
I thought you were talking about I thought you were talking about a computer mouse.
No. Actual mouse.
Oh, right.
Oh my lord!
Okay, cool.
Right, that's slightly concerning.
Yes.
Maybe can I just make a suggestion at this point then for you, Doc Darren? Maybe you should inquire if Fat Cat on a Hat can lend one of his fantastic family members and provide you with a temporary co-housing solution to get rid of the cat, to get rid of the mouse issue there's there, because they have clearly decided to invade you just to make sure that our producer extraordinaire would slightly favor the Mauser Mafia.
Well, I don't think I will favour them right now with what's going on. But they did do a good game, and I'd love to see that Darius. That was good play.
Yeah, that Darius was super satisfying.
But yeah, and then there's one other point while we're waiting for the MVP votes to come in that I gotta point out. Sai, can I just congratulate you on continuously cursing out the team that you vote for?
Yeah, it was impressive. That's the first time I've done that. I know. I think I casted a game with Jack where I lost once out of the 3 games. Admittedly, I naturally thought it was just going to be a 2-0 stomp. But yeah, this game, I cursed all 3 teams. Like, Jesus.
You are providing all the honor that is supposed to go into the name of Sai, because now we don't only have the caster curring Sweatlords Sai, we also now have the other Sai, or the improved Sai, should I say, because he is wise enough to decide to play in the jungle, also caster cursing the teams each time he puts Steamo coins on them. So ladies and gentlemen, basically the tech is pretty simple. You see a Sai, regardless of which side it is, put Steamo coins onto one team, just all in and put everything on the other team, because at this point it's a safe bet.
I just want to clarify, the other games I have commentated, I have been right, by the way, minus that one I mentioned earlier.
Well, maybe we should start having these these other stats that we should track about which caster is caster cursing the teams more often than not. Because I can guarantee you that would be a fun one to go with as well.
I'm actually, that'd be so fun. Holy crap. That'd be so much admin work, but yeah, that'd be fun.
That being said, if our producer extraordinaire could bring up the brackets, unless there are any spoilers on there that we're not supposed to be communicating.
I'm not going to do it now because there's currently, I believe, an investigation going on with one of the other games, so the results won't be fully set. So I haven't got the brackets yet. End of the day, the brackets will be updated on the website, so have a look at that then.
Right, in that case, then there remains one thing to do, and then I think that we can, since there's no interview announced, it is time for an outro. First off, congratulations, Mr. Callisti. You have unanimously been voted in as a as the MVP for this game, so congratulations for that.
Callisti is Himothy. It's a beautiful time.
Considering what we saw, I think more than well deserved. And any top laner is going to champion the fact that on stream you absolutely destroyed a Vayne. That will forever be championed by every single top laner in a server. So thanks for doing that for all people who occasionally or more oftenly play top lane. We appreciate that very much. And with that, I suggest that Sai does the final outro before I will be seeing you on hopefully the stream.
Beautiful people, thank you very much for tuning into the mini LCS. It was a great 3-game series. Thank you to the caster, thank you for the production, for pulling this all together, and thank you for the teams for the entertainment. And last but not least, thank you, chat, for showing up and enjoying this journey with us. Everybody, have a beautiful night and take care.